Dwayne. Yeah. This is the outline with Kevin Dwayne. Kevin Dwayne. With Kevin Dwayne.
What's going on, you guys? It's the outline with Kevin Dwayne. Happy New Year. Thank you for joining me for the first podcast of the year. Remember, you can listen to the podcast at kevindwayne.com, on Stitcher, Google Play Music. Yeah, what other ones? iTunes. There's tons of ways you can listen to it, but you can also just go to SoundCloud and subscribe there. So wanted to start the podcast off this year with one of my best friends. I keep having these features of best friends. At a certain point, I'm going to have everybody on the show. That's my goal. But right now we're at number 2. So we're going to have everybody on the show. And it's great because you can kind of see the people that I intertwine myself with. And you can see why I choose to be connected to these people, because there's a common yoke there. And that's very important to me. And it's all about energy. So I'm going to have her introduce herself.
Hey, this is Mwabi. Come on, common yoke. I like that. Who am I? I'm African girl in the American world.
Yes.
What else? I'm
Poet,
writer, but all to myself.
Fashionista. She give you a shoe game.
Yes. We had a slow year this year, but we're coming back with the shoes. And Kevin is the one of the besties from work?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's been
2012. 2012.
4 years?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, geez. Yeah.
I remember one day I just walked in the office and she walked by me. She was like, "You sad already? It's only like 9 a.m. And I'm like, "I'm not sad." She's like, "Well, smile then." And I'm like, okay. And I think we had a mutual coworker. It was Doug. Yeah.
Yes.
And then I think
we need to have a 3. We three need to be on the show. Yeah.
And I think we came across each other's social media. And I was like, "Oh, she has affirmations and stuff. I love that." And you were like, "Okay." And then you started following me. And you was like, "Wait a minute, YouTuber.
You do all this?
Website, photography."
Come on, common yoke.
And that's literally what happened. And we connected off of just...
Can't believe that was 4 years ago.
Yeah.
You had just moved,
I
right?
just moved here.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. But, yes, that's me.
Yep.
Miss Mwabi.
Yes.
I think what have you said about me? Let's see. You've talked about my kids. I
I've
have
talked
2
about your
sons.
kids,
How I
yes.
parent.
Yes, and we parent.
And we talk every day.
Yes,
I know
we do.
that we talk every single day.
I mean, this is who I'm bouncing these topics off of too. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna talk about this on the show.
Yes.
And so,
And let me just say, this dude right here, he's texted me one day, I'm going to do a podcast. You and Doug both do this.
Yeah.
Same with Doug. Doug did the same with makeup. I'm going to just be a makeup artist. Next day, done.
Right.
Like, y'all, you inspire me because, child, I've been talking about I'm going to write a book for 25 years now. So,
well, listen.
You guys, when you say you're going to do something, because you text me, I'm going to do, the outline, I'm going to do a podcast. I think the very next week, the first one was up.
I think actually it was like a day later, because remember I told you, and I told you on my way to Fry's to buy the mic. And I sent you the picture.
It was that sudden. You had the name, but wait, he had the theme song, which gives me life. That theme song, every time I'm like, I'm jamming. Oh my gosh, that theme song. And then I didn't know it was your brother. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Till you talked about it on the show, but everything about it. And now I'm like, what number is this?
Oh, this is 26, I believe.
Look at that.
Half a year.
Look at God.
Half a year.
And you've been consistent because
Lord knows.
I'm one of the people, I've heard you talk about us.
Yes.
I'd be like, hello, where is it? Hello.
And I'll get it to you. I've never skipped a week.
No, you've never skipped
a late.
Yep. But, I'll be like, cause I never think it's you. I'm always like, is my podcast the app acting a fool?
Right.
Because I know you're consistent, but I'm always like, hello, is it there today? What's happening? So yes, I am proud mama. I'm friend, but I act like his mama because I'm older than him.
Listen, I love it though. Like, no, it's definitely inspiring.
Yeah, so every week I look forward to it. I'm at my desk cracking up if I'm at work.
Yes,
or
I get the text messages doing
yes,
it.
and that's why, because I started doing that in the car. I can't do it. That's why I stopped listening in the car. So I have to give him bullet points as I'm listening. And I'm like, oh, that was cool. This is cool. And then I love it when you have guests on, and I learned so much. So
It's
so
honestly, it's
proud
been
of you.
great. It's become my favorite thing to do.
Yeah,
I think of
yeah.
all the things I've tried, I like podcasting because it feels authentic to me.
Yeah, and it's so you.
Yeah, it's very much me
I've
speaking.
never heard one and been like, maybe there was that one time. I think you were sick. I was like, you sound a little low today.
Oh.
But otherwise, it's just you.
Yeah.
It's like, it's you. You don't have to worry about it. It's Kevin Dwayne. If you're not with it, what if you don't want to be down, you don't want to be with my apple tree, let's go. You're
Right.
not. Let's move along. So I've loved the topics. I've loved the guests. I mean, it's just been great. I look forward to it.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that's just, I think it's beautiful to watch things just kind of flourish on their own, though. Because literally, like I said, when I started, I said all I'm going to do is show up.
Yep.
And all I've done is show up, and literally the guests just kind of
come.
It happens. I'll talk to somebody. I'm like, hey, you want to be on the show?
Organic.
Sure, call
Yes.
in. And so like last week, I loved last week's episode.
Oh my
with
gosh.
Dr. John.
Last week's episode was so good. I mean, so good.
Yeah.
Afterwards, I looked him up. I really did.
Yeah.
I enjoyed.
Yeah, it happened so organically.
commentary,
He
exactly.
he was a fan of mine for a while, and then he reached out to me. He's like, "Look, I look up to you," and I was like, "What?" And
Yeah,
then he was just
yeah.
asking me questions about like how to get things started, like as far as blogging. So we're just sharing tips and
No,
stuff like that.
It was good. I enjoy that. I enjoy when it's honest conversations. It's fun to talk about the people because we
Yes.
do have to talk about the people.
Yes, we have to talk about the
But I love the aspect that then you have a nice. You talk about your feelings. What was it? You started off. It used to be something a mental segment.
Oh yes,
what was it called?
the mental health moment.
Yeah. So I thought
yes.
that was a great. You started off that way, and that's
Yes.
great. Just have a topic, and
You evolve,
people
yeah.
think about it. And what was the last thing we talk about this in our real life anyway, all the time? What was the last thing I sent you? The things instead of a vision board. What was it? A fear board?
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah, so that was something new. Like, okay, instead of all those things you want, the vision board, let's do all those things we're scared of.
Speaking of that, that's a good segue. What about, so this is the first podcast of the year. It's like the second that we're recording this, but this won't be up until like the 4th.
Oh my God,
But-
we didn't even say Happy New Year.
Happy New
Happy
Year,
New
y'all.
Year, 2017.
But do you have anything that you, not necessarily resolution, but what did you come into the new year with?
I stopped resolutions
Yeah,
years ago.
exactly.
I've
Don't do
had
that.
me, yeah. I've had me a interesting 6 years, after divorce. So all I do is I like to look back on the year, see, what it is. I don't have resolutions. I just go forward and I want to continue learning, growing. I'm open to what's coming. I do want to align myself with, I want a career change, and it's been in my mind a whole year now. So that's something I really want to work on. I want to find somebody in the IT field that's a mentor. So I'm putting that in the atmosphere. Like I'm determined to do that, So that's all. Other than that, I'm like, my hands are off it. I just want to go with it and see what happens, Like
And you're
continue
manifesting it.
learning, growing. That book, I know. We've been talking about this book forever, but I am determined to get that done.
And you will. You already. It's just a
Yeah,
matter
I've
of
started.
just writing.
And that's the thing. I realize that there's not much I have to do. I've written it. I've been thinking about it over 25 years, and it's written. It's just a matter of putting it in a structure that makes sense. So I'm determined to do that this year. And, I'm running my first marathon.
Yes.
I'm in
Public.
training,
Is it?
yes.
Yep.
So in March 19th, I'm running my first marathon. I've run, you've seen my running journey. It started after we met.
you inspired my running journey.
Okay. So I started running 2013. So we're going into 4th year, and now March will be my 4th year.
All the medals.
Yes.
Listen, we did a photo shoot last year, and we had the picture of her and all of her medals, and it's just crazy.
And please tell the people that I'm not no Serena. I'm not no crazy athletic person,
But
but
you did it, though.
what I decided to do, I was like, you know what, I can do this, and that's what running is about. Like I always wanted to run, and then of course shout out to Black Girls Run. I got with them, and I couldn't run a block when I first started, and you just start. I went from huffing and puffing my way through a block to
Right.
then
Miles
and
and
it's consistency. So all that to say is that I went from 5Ks to 10Ks. I've done 7 half marathons. Actually, my 8th one is a week from now, and then my first full marathon is coming up. So that's going to be a big
Yes.
2017 for me.
I think so, and that goes to, you don't need resolutions. It's a matter of just doing it.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
everything I've done never came at the top of the year. It's literally me saying, you know what? Like when I lost weight that time, I was just like, it was like mid-September, and I just said I want to
Exactly.
do
It wasn't January 1 because let's be honest, January 1, the gym is packed.
Packed.
When is it empty? The
About 3 weeks. Yeah. 2-3
yeah.
weeks.
There we go. So MLK Day is gonna be empty, folks. Just go right back.
Also, because people go too hard too.
Yeah,
People-
exactly.
you have to ease into things.
Yeah,
Stop trying to go
exactly.
so hard, starving yourself, and
Absolutely.
you have to have a process.
That's
to
why,
do it.
and then too, we live in the results-driven world. So if you went hard for a week and lost 0.5 pounds, you're done already. You're like, what?
Right. For what? For what?
Well, anyone knows that if you're going to lose weight, it's slow and steady.
Absolutely.
How
That's how you keep
long?
it
How
off.
long did it take you last time? It was
4 or 5
months.
months.
Yeah,
Yeah, 4 or 5 months.
yeah, absolutely. It's never all those quick fix diets.
It doesn't
Which, let's remember, first 3 words of diet is die. So, yeah, it doesn't work. It's about a lifestyle change. That's what it's about.
It's so true, and it's also about a mindset change too.
Absolutely.
You have to do it for you. If
Absolutely.
you're doing it for attention of others, you'll
It won't
always
work.
fail.
It won't
Because
work.
I always say, I would hate to meet somebody who desires me at my present when it's really, really good. Because Lord knows my weight fluctuates throughout the
And
year.
that's what I was going to say.
And I don't want anybody who's
Yep.
going to be turned off.
Absolutely. You have got to be, you have really got to be kind, be gentle with yourself, because since we've known each other, heck, we go up and down. We go up and down. I'm probably 25 pounds heavier than I was 2 years ago, and then it will go back down. But listen, you find a range that works for you.
Exactly.
I'm in no way, hating on myself.
Right,
Like,
not
oh, I'm
insecure at
horrible.
all.
I
Yeah.
still look good. Listen, I still look
can,
good.
Right, still can dress.
I can still run some
Right.
miles. I ran 12 the other day. So just be gentle. I think has a lot to do with media literacy. Oh my gosh, so much. If you don't look this way, if you don't weigh this, first of all, I'm a Black woman.
Okay, come on. Come on.
My chest and my backside alone probably is what someone else weighs. You know what I'm saying? So you can't do that.
And I
you
tell
know
people,
what works for you.
And here's the thing. With me, especially like when it comes to like fluctuating weight, it's never stopped anything for me.
Nope.
The
Absolutely.
boys still come to the
Hey,
yard.
and I'm a witness.
It may be a
I'm
different
a
audience.
witness.
It may be a different audience, but they still come. Because the truth of the
I am
matter
a witness
is, what
to
I
that.
do have is confidence.
Absolutely.
And it's all about how
Absolutely.
you wear it, and you just can't.
Absolutely.
You can't walk around with your head down. Like forget that. These are.
I think that's another thing. 2017, especially after what we went through in 2016. Good Lord. Stop worrying about everybody else and just do you.
And live.
Okay, live. Oh my gosh. Which you know what? Speaking of that, we need to
Jump into the hot
jump
topic.
into
I thought that
because
was-
that's what it is
We're
right
here.
now. Oh
We're
my
here. 'Cause
God.
I thought that too. Okay, so let's start with Serena Williams. So she got engaged last week.
I love her.
I love her too.
I just saw her documentary. You know, she had a documentary.
I did not.
Yeah, I think it was last year. Cute
Go
documentary.
ahead.
Yes, I love Serena.
Well,
love
I think
Serena.
she's just a pillar of strength.
She is.
Like she's been through so much as far as like the way media talks about her, the way white folks talk about her.
talk about strength.
Every-
yes,
right. And-
mentally,
And
she has
she's
to
a
be so
beautiful, like full-figured black woman.
strong. Listen, she's got body goals.
Body goals.
for
Right.
days.
And I also love it. And she's not the typical light skin
Absolutely.
beauty either. But
Absolutely.
she's still she's beautiful.
gorgeous,
And
gorgeous.
but she's a strength because people try to tell her that she's not beautiful because of her color, because of her size, because of her actual
she don't
athleticism.
Listen. She don't listen. I
She's
think that a
strong.
lot has to do with her being in this industry so long.
So
I mean,
long.
remember
She
we've
was like
seen her
13,
since.
right?
Yeah, no, less than that. Well, for her
It
to
was early
like,
90s.
yeah, when she went like when we knew her the global scale, but like tennis and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, I'm sure. I think from old documentaries, it wasn't. They're from Compton, right?
Yep.
I think that was part of it because two little black girls on the tennis court, everyone's already, they were talking about them then.
Mm-hmm. Right,
Like,
with
what
their
y'all
beads
doing?
and their hair
This
and-
ain't black people's sport, all this. So I think she's just grown up her whole life with adversity, people telling her what she can't do, and she has proven them suckers wrong, one
I mean,
at a time.
She has no competitors at this point.
Absolutely
They say
not.
she can't beat the greatest because she can't play herself.
You know what I love though, and you have to see documentaries on her. What I love, and it's not only on the documentary, even in when she gives award shows, when she's thanking people. I love how she turns into a little sister when it has anything to do with Venus. I think I love that so much about her because as powerful as she is, you know, everyone's like, you're a better player. Whatever. No, it's about her sister. Like,
She's her
she
sister.
gets so nervous playing her sister. Like, she's always thinking of her sister.
That's what
Like,
she
I
looked
don't
up
want to be.
to.
And it's the cutest thing. I think that's the most beautiful thing ever.
That's super
I
beautiful.
love that about her. Their sisterhood. Oh my gosh, I love it.
Yeah,
So
it's beautiful.
listen,
So
Rena
that's
got a ring. Someone put a ring on it.
Right. So
and the people are mad.
They're mad. So last week she got engaged. Well, she announced that she was engaged
Mm-hmm.
to Alexis Ohanian, who is the co-founder of Reddit.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people that have said they don't know what Reddit is. I do know that it's like a forum. So people go in there and ask
He's
questions.
rich.
He's rich.
That's all we
He's
need to know.
coins.
He's rich. He
Not
got
richer than
coins.
her though.
Oh,
Bam,
no. Listen,
I'm here
she's
for it.
rich. Serena, Oprah money. No, ain't she?
Yeah,
How much is Serena?
but honestly, I'm here for that. Though,
Absolutely.
because it takes all those stupid ass assumptions that people have
Absolutely.
about relationships
Absolutely.
and money.
Yeah.
She's actually richer than he is.
Absolutely.
For the record, he's white.
And
So
then this is what people are mad about.
So people-
and Serena's dated outside her race before now,
right, but she's
So-
also dated Common
and that's what I was
Drake
gonna
and-
say.
yeah.
She's
She's equal opportunity.
she sure is. And to all the people upset, did you ask her?
Right. Or
Did you ask
or
her?
were you even a contender?
Yes.
Because you have all these people, these
Yes.
hotep niggas.
Oh my god.
Talk
child.
about our queen has left us and
Oh
she's
my
abandoned
God.
us.
But yet,
you were never
no.
an
What
option,
was
though.
the thing we just read today where they're like, she's too. I think I know one man. Shouts out to my friend Josh. I know one man who's like a Serena stan. Like, he's just like a one black man who's like, oh my God, her body, everything. All the other ones, like, she's too hard, she's too muscular, she's not soft enough, da 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 da
It's
da.
sexism.
So how do we go from that to like, oh, our black queen, she your black queen today after she's engaged?
Right, to a white man, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah, so.
But and it's,
Whatever.
but I think let's kind of break it apart a little bit more. Because I feel like it's still very nuanced too. Because it's easy to kind of make the statements, because I've been seeing both sides. I think one of the perks of being a gay man and not being a part of the hetero,
Right.
I can see everything and be like, whatever, I'm gonna be
got
right here.
aerial vision. Okay,
So I've
all
literally
right.
been watching both sides. So, cause
What are the straight women saying?
okay, the straight women are
That's
like,
me.
the straight
Go
women are,
girl.
go girl.
Yes,
like do
that's
this.
me. I'm like, girl,
But I
do
think,
you?
and I'm not even saying straight. I'm gonna go with straight black women. I want to be
Okay,
very
all
specific.
right. Yes,
They're
yes.
saying go girl, but I think it's also because black women, and this is what I've noticed too, are commonly disenfranchised by black men.
Absolutely.
They're commonly told that they're not
And
good enough.
publicly, hello.
Publicly, right? It's like, and you see a lot of that. So a lot of people are like, go girl, get your man, because we've witnessed her date these other people.
Absolutely.
We know it's not self-hate. We know it's not
yes,
this.
yes.
But here's the thing: I've seen straight black men outside of the she betrayed us. There's some men who feel like I guess straight black women are being hypocrites when it comes to them dating white women. They say that they're
stop
called.
it.
I've seen memes like, when we do
stop
it, you
it.
call us self-haters.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they're like, they call us self-haters. They say that they're being hypocritical. But this is the difference, though. This is the difference. And though it may not sound fair to some of you black straight men, here's the thing: black women aren't telling black men they aren't good enough.
Nope.
They're not saying I only date white men.
Hello.
They're not saying, oh, he gotta be light skinned. They're not doing that. At least not on the scale that you are.
Absolutely not.
Black men, a lot of you, not
doing
everyone.
Yes.
Not generalization,
Yes, I
but
agree with
many black men.
Yes.
They do the colorism thing, saying, oh, you're not light enough, you're not thin enough, you're not soft enough, like they did with Serena.
Yep.
And then there's a lot
You don't make enough money, but then you don't make anything, but I don't make enough money.
Go into it. Black women have too many attitudes. They're not submissive enough. They're not this.
Ooh, that's
so what happens
word.
is you guys end up putting lighter skin and white women on a pedestal, and it makes black women feel as though you're saying
that
you
may
don't
not even have anything going on.
Right.
Like you're really just there for the color. They have nothing else going on.
And that's the difference. So while it doesn't sound fair, it's not hypocritical because black women aren't saying down with black men.
Right. Yeah.
They want a lot of times they want other black men, but a lot of y'all motherfuckers don't act right. A lot of y'all don't
want them
act
and
right.
don't want them. You know, you turned me on to this show. Married at First Sight, remember?
Yeah.
And remember the was it the Atlanta version where they actually had all the black men willingly say on camera that they didn't want black women. Yeah. So we're not making this up. It's real life.
So I've been seeing the comparisons, but I think what's happening is people aren't looking at it from the right angles. Black men just see, oh, black woman gets with a white man, y'all say go girl, but when I get with a black woman, it's a problem. No, it's a problem for you because you put that white woman on a pedestal.
Yes.
You act as though she's better than your own women.
Than your mother.
Right.
Your mother's black.
Black women have tried to be with black men in most cases, but it just doesn't work out because of misogyny, because of the way you guys don't even treat your white women the way you treat black women. And that's a problem too. You call your own women bitches, hoes, sluts, tramps,
and the
angry.
White ones are queens.
The white women are just like, oh yeah, this is my baby, this is my. And it doesn't have to be white; it could be Asian, Latin, whatever. It's always this other. Like when Trick Daddy said, "Oh, you black women need to step your game up." That shit. That's why.
That casket looking.
Right.
Casket ready looking embalming fluid.
Right. But that's my observation.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree with everything you're saying, and I want to know what the kids say, but. First, I'm like, I must be out of touch. Are we still, are black women still mad about black men being with others? Because I felt like we just moved on.
I don't see it.
Yeah, because I don't. I'm like, I don't see it. I'm like, do you?
You have to have media literacy, as you say. I think people put these things out there, and then it becomes a stereotype.
I know, because I'm like, are we still mad?
I don't think anyone gives a fuck.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I was like, wait, because I don't. And my issue with that, and with anything, and I'll try not to go too off topic. My issue is if that's all you date. There's preference. Let's be clear. If you have that's all, you've never even tried your own, then I have an issue with it. Then something's wrong with you. You know me. I'll yanla you. I'll be like, yo,
let's call it
what is going? Yes.
Because you think,
I'll be like, what's going on here?
Because you think to yourself, how are you raised in a house with sisters, a mother, aunties, and then you say to yourself, I don't like black women.
Right. So that's the only thing that if it's a pattern, I'll be like, yo, something's up here. Other than that, I could care less. I have a sister-in-law who's white. Shouts out to Patrice.
Yes,
we love Patrice. Hey, Patrice.
Come be on the show.
And she is she's a white woman, but you wouldn't know it.
She's everything.
She is everything. So I've never had an issue with that. I've had people project that on me. Being like, girl, your brother's with a white woman. So I don't care. Like, I just cannot, I can't.
You go where the love is. I said that last week.
There it is. I love that. I love that.
I know a few interracial couples, but the ones that I'm closest to, we've had talks about it. Like, I talked about one last week. He was saying, like, listen, I witnessed him date all of these black people. It never worked out. Bullshit. Absolutely. All the shit that happens. And not to say that we're not capable, but it just, whatever. He meets a white guy, they fall in love. And because he's a public figure, it's like, oh, how you pro-black? It's like, you guys don't even know the story.
Yeah.
Same with, I know a woman. She's with a white man. She dated several black men.
And there we are.
It didn't work out.
My cousin at Christmas dinner, she was there with her white husband. What? It's
not saying I'm choosing you over. I'm
it's
going
love.
where the love is.
It's love. Go where the love is. And like I said, my life motto: go where you are celebrated and not merely tolerated. Because them brothers sometimes will tolerate your ass. And We're not here for it. We want to be loved. So,
Right.
Serena, congratulations. And
yes.
I mean, you've been through a lot of words for people saying stuff. I know this ain't even bothering her one
I
bit.
mean, she couldn't even be
I think
awarded
she's
Athlete
in-
of the Year without people saying, "Oh, her,
Please.
her
She's
BC
in New
body.
Zealand right now about to make some money. Okay, isn't she?
Right.
She's at a match. Yeah, she's so yeah, Serena, go right ahead, honey.
Right.
And I kind of love it because I feel like this is a time for her.
Mm-hmm.
She's I'm not saying she's old. I mean, she's
35.
done everything.
She's Beyonce's age.
Yeah, but she's done everything
Yeah.
that she needed to do, and I see her next chapter coming. So yes, marriage,
family,
babies, and
kids,
family. That's
yes.
next. So I'm excited for her. And then she's one of these people that'll be rich forever because she has other things going on. Other than tennis, right?
Right.
I think she's got brands and stuff. Doesn't
Yeah,
she?
she
Yeah,
does,
she's got
yeah.
other stuff. So she's good. And
She's a
and
good
I,
athlete.
I think that was I was most excited about that because I'm like, it's coming. It may not be this year, but soon she's going to retire. And then it's time for family.
And that's totally fine.
Let's go, Rena.
So to close that out, it comes down to this: there's nothing wrong with interracial relationships on
Absolutely
either
not.
end,
Absolutely not.
but it's all about not denying your own people.
Yes, that's all it is.
The issue comes when you say, "I don't care for people of my own color
That
I'm
look like
choosing."
me.
and that I don't care if you're Asian, white, whatever. When you do that, that's problematic.
Yes.
So, but if you it's
Go
nothing
where the
wrong.
love is.
Go where the love is.
Go where
'cause
the
Lord
love
knows,
is. And love put a ring on it.
Because listen, if
Hello?
Billy walking here right now, and he offering the right things, we gonna work it out.
Listen, Billy with his cowboy hat.
But that goes.
and his
That goes for
buckle is
Pablo.
fine.
It goes for.
Hey,
it goes for
listen,
Wang Lee.
I have an affinity for them Pablos. Let me
Okay.
tell you something.
It goes for anyone.
I love
'cause
Nina.
love is the love and respect.
Hey
are the
Miguel,
key thing.
hey Pablo, all
Okay,
them.
all
Listen,
them.
that right there.
It's equal opportunity.
Equal opportunity. So yes, we are
But
good.
I love my black people.
I do
with
too,
everything
and
in me.
that's what it is here. And thankfully, I have never had that issue because, again, she says it jokingly, Tamar, but she's always like, I had to put a blonde wig on because Vince liked white women. I've never had that issue. Like
Right.
the brothers that I love black women. You know what I mean?
Curvy,
Yeah, they love
yes.
black women. So I've never felt the need to. I've never been in competition with a white woman. Let's put
Right.
it that way. So.
And you have to even put yourself in it.
Yeah, and,
Because-
and the brothers that were in imaginary
Mm-hmm.
competition with the man, what's his name, Alexis?
Right.
Because yeah, you were in imaginary competition
Right,
because
you weren't even contending.
you weren't even in the running booth. So
Your
sit
bread
on
wasn't
down.
long enough.
Listen, sit on right on
It's
down.
so fire.
Cause go Serena, we happy
Go
for you, honey.
Serena. So you actually sent me this morning.
Yeah.
On New Year's Day, Devon Franklin posted a picture of him and his wife,
The
Megan
pastor.
Good.
He's a pastor, let's say
he
that.
posted a picture of him and his wife, which isn't the first time. They were on a beach.
Jesus.
They just got out the water.
They're hot people.
They're hot. They're beautiful people.
Let me tell you something. These people are gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
As far as gorgeous couples go, they're in the top
he is
10.
so
They
damn
are,
fine to me.
I'm saying
Whew.
they are a gorgeous couple.
So they post a picture of them on the beach, and of course, Megan Good has a two-piece on. But this isn't the first time they've done this before. Because I was googling after you sent it to me.
Me too.
Because I want to talk
'Cause
about
I went
the
to
show.
look
I
at
was
her
like,
Instagram.
There's several pictures of her.
Oh my god.
What's the
They're
problem?
people, you know what it is? People just come for Megan Good.
So
That's what it is.
Let's go into that more. So what did you see?
Okay, so this is the issue. They're in Israel right now.
Yeah.
They're on a trip and they've done a lot of things. I mean, I think I saw it on my timeline the other day. That's when I got hip to it. He baptized some people. You know, he's there. I don't know what they're there for, but they're there for something. And so today, or was he yesterday? Whenever he posted that, they went swimming in the Dead Sea, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know that has health benefits, blah blah blah. But his caption, he said all this like, "Yo, 2017, you know, pass the words." He was like, "It's coming, get ready. You know, you're gonna feel lighter." Da 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 da. The people didn't even read that.
Mm-hmm.
All the people saw was Megan Good in a bikini.
Mm-hmm.
My issue with that is he posted it.
Right. Well, what did they say?
Her husband.
What did they
who-
say in the comments about her
Oh.
bikini?
Nobody said anything about him.
Mm-hmm.
They said she's a first lady. She should be covered. And I'm like, Okay, let's. I'm not from here. I don't know much about first lady stuff.
This is why I love this is why I love your perspective.
Yes, because are you a first lady just so long as you're married to a pastor?
Yeah.
Because he's not. He doesn't have a church.
He's not a traditional pastor, right?
But he doesn't even have a church like a brick and mortar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he fills in sometimes. I think.
And they weren't in a church.
Yeah, so that's what I'm like. That's why I was so confused because everybody, and it's my people, my gender, black women that were coming for her. Put some clothes on. You're a first lady, da da da. Which, of course, was it last year or was it this? Remember when someone tried to come for her and he went off?
Like, no.
Yeah. So everyone's always had an issue with Megan Good. Megan Good is in that class of people like who?
Sierra.
Adrian Bylon. Sierra. I'm thinking of the people that are sexy without trying. You know who I'm talking about? Like Adrian Bylon said the same thing.
Beautiful.
Where she's like, people always like, they're like, why you make everything sexy? She's like, I walked across the room to get some water. Well, what are you talking about? So I think that's people's issue with Megan. It's like she just oozes sex appeal and she's not trying. She's standing there next to her husband. Nobody said anything about him being half naked. His abs all out. He's all looking scrumptious, yes. But nobody said anything like, oh, Pastor, I'm a little uncomfortable. I don't know if I can hear the word on Sunday.
I want to add something to that, too, about the whole thing. Also, and the reason I said Sierra, because I thought about this aspect. We have this thing, and we just did it with J-Lo last week. We have this thing, like, with women, because we can see who they date, and we see them in the limelight.
Right.
We have this idea that we can value women based on their partners and their lifestyles and whatever they do.
Right.
So when they get a perceived good man, people try to say, oh, no, you're not worth that. Oh, gosh. Think about it, because you had Sierra, she dated 50 Cent, she dated Bow Wow, she dated Future. They were all trash, though. Yeah. We never talk about, though. Future didn't come see his baby get born. Trash. She gets Russell, a perceived good guy. Oh, you hoe. Oh,
church
you this
boy.
Church. Right. With J-Lo last week, they announced that her and Drake are doing something, whatever. Don't care that much. But of course, people are like, oh, she had Mark Anthony, she had this, she had... Drake has been with every woman in the last... Drake is the real hoe.
And wait, what award show was he professing his love for Rihanna? Was that 2-3 months ago?
Yes, on MTV. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So it's
the just sexism that comes from men and women, it blows my mind, because women push sexism.
And I love that about you, because you're a feminist all the way. You are such a feminist, because you will call shit out. Oh my God. You will tell me stuff where I'll be like, oh, I didn't even see it that way. And I know a lot about media literacy, because I knew somebody that was their job. So but you, oh my God, you pick it quick. I mean, first scene, we were watching a video last week. A couple weeks ago. I mean, 2 seconds in, Kevin was like, he broke the whole.
What was his name? On the way.
That
DJ Luke,
whoever that dude is.
He was going. I'll tell it really quick. Yeah. He was on the way to this other chick.
Yeah,
she was
called him,
maybe Italian or something. Yeah, she wasn't black. Right. There was a black woman. There was a black woman
laying
on
the
couch. He knocks her on the floor
to run to the other dude.
I was like, wait a minute.
And this was like in the first 2 seconds of the video, and I'm just settling in, like, oh, let me see this video. Oh my God, Kevin was like, boom, trash. I was like, wait. What? Yeah,
honestly though, I tell people, being woke though is like a gift and a curse.
It's exhausting.
Because you can't enjoy some things. I can't watch certain stuff anymore.
Because if you're going to do media literacy, nothing is right. Yeah. Everything is wrong. Everything is wrong.
Well, I think crazy. Because it's the images you're putting out to children and teens and people, and they start believing that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And that's what's so painful. That's what hits me. I'm like, someone's seeing this and think that's okay. It's okay to knock the black girl on the floor.
Yeah, and then just go, and she was a pretty little thing too.
Right, but if that same black girl get a white man, y'all gonna be mad about it.
Hotel.
I'm just saying, I'm showing you the inconsistency there. It's okay for you to knock her on the floor to go get to this Italian woman.
Oh my God.
But whatever.
But yeah, that's media literacy.
But so with Megan Good, people were kind of saying, oh, you're a first lady, you need to cover up. But here's the thing. That's none of your business.
And I said that. I was going back and forth with my niece, because, she was like, bless the young people, they know everything, and we were there too. Right. When you're 20,
especially a first year college
student.
Listen,
and that's exactly what I'm dealing with. You know everything, and I'm 40. I'll be 41 this year. So I've live and learn. You know what I mean? You live and learn, and you get hip. So that was the whole thing. She's first lady, and then the picture was so funny. She's not as wet, but he's wet. You can tell they literally came out the water.
Yeah.
Oh, she should have put a sarong on.
Why?
She just came out the water.
But here's the thing, though. We gotta stop this damn respectability bullshit.
Oh my god.
Respectability is trash. You're basically. I hate the whole. I hate it's sexist as fuck. When people have the whole dress how you want to be addressed. No, just fucking respect me.
Exactly.
You don't get to put your hands. You don't get to talk to me any kind of way. I don't care how I'm dressed.
I am with
I
you.
can have my damn titties out.
Okay. That's
You don't
that
get to.
culture.
That does not mean you get to talk to me any kind of way
Back to that
and that
rape
devalue
culture.
me. You just need to respect me. Period.
Oh my
I shouldn't have to be a
God.
certain way
Yeah.
for you to respect me. So first, fuck that. Fuck the first lady thing. She's married to the man that she loves.
Yes.
He accepts her. She accepts
And
him.
what is she doing that's bothering you?
Nothing.
Like what?
People were sexualizing
What
her.
First lady stuff. And that's what I'm like. What did she do? She is there. They're probably doing some kind of mission work or something
Right.
good. Like, can we talk about that? Like, they're over there doing good. Pun intended.
While you sitting at home tapping on your
Yeah,
keyboard.
they're over there doing something, which next topic we'll talk about, but that the Christ-like behaviors, okay? And I just want us to be less judgmental in freaking 2017.
Yeah.
Because that's what it was. You're judging her and projecting her. The woman's on vacation.
With her husband.
Yes, and now
And
she
chances
probably
are the people
ruined
talking
her
about it,
vacation.
and the person that's there probably is
Yeah.
single as hell.
Yes, y'all
Young,
done
don't
ruined
know
the
any
people's
better.
vacation. They're having a good old time.
Not bold enough to get out there and get a bikini themselves.
Okay.
Because people
If
project
I-
their stuff.
If I had Megan Good's body, listen to me,
Listen.
I would be running some marathons up in that bikini.
Man,
Okay.
All type of cat suits and things.
Okay, so yes, I mean they're a beautiful couple. That's all I saw.
And they love each other.
I
You can
read
see
the
it.
caption. It was a beautiful caption about 2017, which flew right by y'all because that's what the point was given.
Mm-hmm.
All y'all saw was she's the first lady. She needs to cover up. Well, how about he's a pastor?
He needs to
His
cover up.
abs are
Right.
out, and he looks. I would have a tough time listening to the word with that vision. Okay,
Well,
what
here's
about
the-
that?
and
No one
listen,
talked about that.
I don't give a damn. I say do what y'all want to do, and everybody else mind your damn business.
Exactly.
Get-
Leave them alone.
Right. Enjoy your 2 weeks at the gym while you try to achieve those
2
bodies.
weeks because Martin Luther King died. Y'all are back to what you was doing before.
Right.
So yes, leave him alone. Leave him alone.
So
I'm happy. It just pissed me off. It
Yeah,
really
absolutely.
did. That's why I sent it to you because I was like,
Why do we do? Well, because it's almost like
and what
we're still
pissed
doing this.
it pissed me off because they were going in on her. She didn't post it.
Right.
He posted it. It went
Right.
viral from his post. I mean,
Right.
she eventually posted it on her Instagram, but I mean, it went viral because he posted it.
But that's
so if you have
sexism.
issues, first of all, you shouldn't have an issue because that's their life.
And they're married.
They're married. That's their life. But if you did choose to still have an issue, you should have took it up with him, not her. She minding her own business. She taking a picture.
Meanwhile, these same people probably follow Kardashians and all these people. And they can have it.
Oh, and love it. Okay.
But she's the first lady. She got to follow these rules.
We gotta discuss
I need y'all to get
this
ready.
whole
We-
Christianity thing and
We gotta
what it
get
means
rid of
because
these rules.
child,
They're dumb. They're not benefiting anybody.
do you know how many people? It's so funny. A friend of mine, that was one of the first things I saw today on my timeline. It was a whole article. I think it was a Huffington Post. I haven't read it yet, but it was why I had to separate myself from the church.
I saw
And then
that.
Kirk Franklin did that whole thing with his album, Losing My Religion. A lot of people, you know how many people leave the church?
People
Not,
are tired.
not because they don't love God.
They're just tired.
But they're tired of y'all. They're so tired of the people in the church. I even wrote a blog about that. Christians are the worst. I remember they will dig. Oh, you think it's
yeah.
bad? You think it's you think these scandals are bad? The
yeah.
the Caruccis and the Rihanna and whoever else they dig stuff. The housewives, the Real
Right.
Housewives, when they go looking for your dirt. Oh, girl, the way they do it with the people in the church.
Oh, they can't wait to
Oh
screenshot-
my God,
screenshot,
they
post, yeah.
go hard for people in the church. Don't ever. That's kind of why I like people that tell on themselves. Well, not telling themselves, but they're authentic. They say what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Like Leandria.
I had a baby. Yeah, Leandria, Sarah Jakes Roberts. You know, Teen Mother.
Who was the other one that we used to watch on Periscope? Well, Lexi does. And
Oh, I
then,
love Lexi.
The other one, I can't think of her name.
Ooh, Tasha.
Yes, Tasha. She was also very much like, but yeah, she's a little hood though.
Yeah, Tasha, but and we're talking Tasha Page Lockhart.
Yeah.
But with our next topic,
But-
she posted something, so I don't know how I feel about her right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like that's why even for me, the churches I belong to most recently are with pastors that are authentic. I'm gonna need you to be like, yo, I have a record.
Right.
I did this or I'm not perfect, because that's the problem with Christianity and organized religion
It has
right
an idea
now.
of perfection.
Yeah, and that's terrible. Nobody is perfect. Nobody.
And why would you want to learn from somebody who hasn't been through what you've been through?
Exactly.
I need to know that I can get through what I'm going through.
Hello.
And if you haven't been through it, who the hell are you going to tell me?
If God brings you to it, he'll bring you through
Okay.
it. So if you're just up there talking about how put some clothes on, okay, then and that's the other thing. That's kind of why people get mad at the church, because if you are up there saying, and ladies, put some clothes on, da da da, and then you go to the beach and then you're like that. I can understand.
Right.
But Megan Good ain't never said nothing like that.
Oh, Megan was minding her sexy ass
Okay.
business.
Being fine.
Right.
That's
And
what
not
she was
aging
doing.
and
That's
not
what I was
aging
going
at
to say.
all.
How old is Megan Good?
Child, she's
Because
like
she
32.
still looked 21.
Listen.
And here we are.
And he looks good too. They just
That's what I'm
listen. Let the
saying.
people live.
Fountain of youth. So yes, leave the people alone
Right.
and worry about yourself. That's the message for the day. If it's not affecting my household, my bank account,
Listen.
because Megan Good and Devon Franklin, they're not affecting me anyway today.
But they do provide a wonderful inspiration.
Okay, other than me reading that beautiful inspirational message he posted and looking at a beautiful couple, that's all I got out of it. I'm not sitting here. I didn't lose no sleep.
Right.
I didn't feel the need to go on a 20-page paragraph commenting session as they do.
Like what Mariah Carey.
Child. Just leave it alone.
I didn't even have Mariah on my list, but I do want to say
I
this.
didn't even watch it.
I want to say this really, 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 really quickly. I didn't have it on my list today, but
Okay.
I was laughing because, listen, the way you guys have been ranting about Mariah Carey for the last 2 days, it's so silly to me. Yes, she had a train wreck of a performance, but guess what? It doesn't erase her legacy.
Sure
She's
doesn't.
still one of the best-selling people ever, top-selling Christmas album, the most number ones. She has a legacy that will not be erased from one performance that went awry.
And how many people have bad performances?
All the time. And they try.
Okay. And I didn't even watch the thing. I think I didn't have the volume on. I just watched it. But I'm like, it was clear that it started off awry, right?
Yeah,
Isn't
it
that
was
what
wrong, 'cause
happened?
She was like, we didn't get the sound check for
Yeah,
this. So I'm
and
not doing
then
it.
and then also, I mean, from the very beginning, you could tell. Didn't she say out loud that we can't hear? She said something.
She said she couldn't hear.
Yeah, so she, at first I was like, well, listen, the Beyoncés of the world make it work. But then at the same time, like, you know what, you're Mariah.
Exactly. And this is what I'm saying is, here's the thing. Mariah isn't who she was 20 years ago. Okay, cool. But we do know who she was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
What I'm tired of are people in the audience and not in the arena, not on the stage.
Yes.
I'm so sick of you people
If you're not in the arena.
trying to kill somebody's career off. People love to say, career over. Where's your career, boo? How's Walmart working out, girl? Have you made
Walmart.
supervisor yet?
Walmart.
Walmart.
What about Burger King?
Burger King. Have you made
Listen,
fries yet?
Have you moved from fries to flipping burgers?
Right, and I'm so sick of people trying to end someone else's career. We all
Listen,
have bad days,
And
we all have
you
things
and
that
I,
happen.
we know about the arena.
Okay,
Unless you're in the arena.
shut the fuck up.
There we go. That's how we do
Exactly.
it, and that's what it is.
And-
Because I could never do what she has done.
Never.
Okay, so it was a bad performance.
It was a bad performance, and we'll
But
leave it at
guess
that.
what?
She's
Guess
still Mariah.
what? She probably the views that she got from this, in this viral world we live in,
It changes
probably
nothing.
changed. No, probably did something to her coins. She probably got more. You know how we live now. Maybe
Absolutely.
people went to listen to her music. You know how it
Yeah.
works. All these views translate to something
I
else.
think
So she's all
ultimately,
right.
what I think I hate the most about the whole ordeal is I'm tired of especially newer generation kids and people trying to always erase the legacies of people who came before
You know
their
why?
favorite. It drives me crazy.
You know why? Because they've grown up in the American Idol instant fame
Right.
thing. You know what I mean?
When you have like the Demi Lovato fans, like Mariah's whack. Do you know there will be no Demi?
Listen,
there will be no Ariana.
That's
There will
what
be
it
none
is.
of these people.
They're in the instant That's what they've come up in.
But
The instant
these
thing. It's
people
like if
love
you have a
Tucker.
hit today, that's all they know. I mean, just yesterday when we were driving back from Florida, we were listening to a Montgomery, Alabama hip hop station, and I don't know if it was New Year's Day, but they were playing all these songs, and my kids were like, "Man, I haven't heard these songs. They're like from middle school." So I was like, "But that's how fast we're moving." Like there were songs. I mean, hell, I can't even tell you what they
Right.
were because they're hip hop. Let me not
Right.
embarrass myself. But they were literally songs where I was like, "Whoa, it's we live in
Move
that
fast.
fast." Like
Yeah.
I remember songs from 40 years ago. These kids now, 2 years probably is a
Right.
shelf life. They don't remember. You know
And
what I
you know
mean?
what's funny is, and I know it's gonna, and watch, 15 years from now, someone's gonna disrespect Beyonce more than they already disrespect her when whoever the big artist is then,
Oh,
because it goes in cycles.
Yeah, it does.
Look
It
how people
does.
talk about Janet
Yeah.
Jackson. Janet
Yeah,
Jackson's a
now.
queen. Janet Jackson is a queen.
She had that baby yet?
Yeah, she had a baby a
She
couple
did?
months ago. She's private. Janet don't.
She had the baby?
Yeah, she had a baby. It's a boy.
See, I learned something new. I didn't know she had the baby.
Yeah, she
Go,
had the baby. She's
Janet.
private.
I'm with it.
Yeah.
Be
But
private.
that's what I'm saying, but people
Be
disrespect
private.
Janet
And
Jackson is a
we're
queen.
jumping all over the place because
Oh,
guess
it's
what?
fine.
Because I'm looking right there.
The
At,
next
no,
one?
no, at the DeBarge record in front of me
Yeah,
right
it's
there.
DeBarge record.
And you know me, I've been slacking on the reality TV, but I caught what's the one with his daughter, the kids, Angela
Christina,
Simmons.
the hip hop generation.
Yeah, and I was like, are they really trying to make this a story where a private investigator trying to find this Janet's baby?
Child.
Did you see this? Am
Yes,
I
I
making
saw-
up?
yeah,
Like
you-
they're really
they
trying to
really
make
are
it a
trying to do it.
storyline?
And it's sad. It's been
my
30
God.
some odd years since they divorced.
I'm like, but I was like, yo, they're really, really making this a storyline.
Yeah. And she's just like, whatever.
And she's living. Janet is in where? Dubai? Where does she live?
somewhere out there.
She's somewhere, and she
covered
is
up.
fine. She is fine. She is living, honey. And here we are, still worried about the wrong
The
things.
wrong things
The
that have
wrong
nothing
thing. That's
to
exactly
do
what
with
this
us.
show is. This whole podcast is y'all worrying about the wrong
things.
things.
The wrong
The
things.
wrong things.
Focus on some other shit.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
so speaking of the wrong things, let's go into our final hot
Oh,
topic.
Jesus.
And we're not going to spend too much time on
No,
this because I don't
no,
have
we
much
don't.
details.
No.
But we have to talk about Kim Burrell. Apparently, she had a rant about gay people. Gay people are going to hell.
what
Blah
else is
blah.
new? What
It
else
comes
is
down
new?
to this. I'm not surprised.
And that's kind of what the general consensus was, because from what I gathered, this must have come out overnight or something, because a lot of people woke up to it, right? And what people were saying was she was trending, and everyone thought the worst, right? They're thinking, oh my God, did she die? And then they were like, wait a minute. People are just mad that she's being churchy.
Yeah.
Isn't that what it comes down
Yeah.
to? Like she's saying what church people say. Is that what we're mad
Right.
about? So I think the problem with that, because the first comment I saw on it was from Doug, I think, and he was pretty much saying, yo, if you don't, he was coming at it from the creative side. If you feel this way, then leave all of me alone, because these are the same people that will say this, but they're makeup
Beat my face,
artists,
make my outfit.
they're makeup artists, they're stylists, they're background singer, are all gay, hairstylists, they're all gay. So that was like, well, if you feel this way, then you don't need my services, So that's the first thing I got. Then from the straight people, it was a lot of people are surprised she's saying church things.
Right.
So I was more interested. I could care less about Kim Burrell,
me
but
neither.
what I was getting was the people coming to not to her defense, people's comments on it.
Right.
Yolanda Adams said something.
Yeah, she said something.
Pharrell, I think Janelle
Monáe,
Monáe.
Octavia.
Yeah,
reposted.
so a lot of
Yeah.
people. That's more than what came out of it. I mean, church
Yeah.
folk are going to
And
say
then-
something.
And not to mention, here's the thing. I'm not surprised about it, but then also, a lot more of your favorite gospel artists feel that way too. They're just mum about it. Some of y'all, I'm sure some of your favorites feel the exact same way. I never forget when I played.
Oh, and you real, and the people feel the way.
Listen.
You was real with it. You be like, no.
Listen, I was playing. It was Free by Kiara Sheard, and she goes to her monologue. She's like, "We bind us the homosexuality.
That's in every song.
We don't want to be like this.
That's in every
I'm just
song.
like, girl,
But that's in every song. That's
Right. James, where his fortune did it, even though he beats his wife. Like, it's just
who,
like that.
who said it? Somebody said it. Oh, Tasha, break
Tasha
every
did.
chain.
Yeah, people do
that
all the
is an
time.
homosexual. Yeah,
Right.
it's like
It's not
in every
surprising.
big song. That's like the go-to.
Right.
We bind homosexuality in Jesus' name.
But the problem is this, though. Why do we want acceptance from church folks so badly? Gay people. I just really want to, like, that's not my ministry.
Yeah.
I don't want your acceptance.
Yeah.
I'm not going to convince you that I'm human because I am human. I'm not gonna,
But let's take that a little further
for it.
because the coins talk. Because I know they're gay churches.
Mm-hmm.
So Kim Burrell, if they give you money, you're not coming to sing at the gay church.
Oh, right. You gonna come sing?
Okay,
huh?
because the coins talk. So
and we have the most coins, disposable income money.
Hello, y'all are employed.
Right. No
y'all,
kids.
and y'all have good jobs too.
What do you think we was
Listen,
doing while people were? I tell people while you're going through all the bullying and all the stuff, you're putting your passion into something. I think that's why a lot of gay people go so hard because you're trying to reconcile your sexuality with yourself.
I have not. Well, maybe one, but I have not met a bro gay person. I have not.
Always something.
Okay, male or female.
Yeah.
Y'all living good.
Well, I think it's a lot of drive there too, though.
You prove everybody that you can do it.
Yeah, I think it's a lot that's there, very enterprising for the most part. But
yes.
yeah, but like I said, I'm not.
I didn't
surprised.
watch the video.
Me neither.
I didn't even look for bullet points.
And on that, can we get to a place where we stop setting ourselves up? We know it's clickbait. You can read the title and know that it's probably gonna piss you off.
Yeah,
but yet you still, it said she talks about gay people.
Let
Let me press play and piss myself off.
It's a clickbait society.
I roll on past. I said nope.
I do too.
Not
I
interested.
do too. Yeah. And to tell the truth, I didn't even know till later on in the day that's what it was about. Like I read Doug's post and I thought, he was just ranting about somebody else or whatever. And then Dwayne did one, and then that's when I was like, oh, it's the pieces started coming together. But I didn't go seek the story out.
What I will say though, it is problematic in the sense that anytime you have a platform, I do have a problem with you using your platform to spew hate. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I'm not surprised. I think that's what it is.
True. It's cute. It's back to be more Christ-like.
Yeah.
Christianity is not about being Christ-like anymore.
Right.
It's about showing people I go to church, but the Christian people are like the worst. You know what I'm saying? And then basically you want to be an example. You want people to look at you and be like, whoa, that is a kind human being. And I want to be like that. That's not happening right now because everyone's so judgmental. Yeah. The church folks are the worst.
Listen, I left the church in 2014 and never turned around.
You are good.
I'm wonderful.
Let me tell you
and
something.
I get the same benefits. I still get the blessings. I still meditate.
And we live,
changed.
but wait. That's the brick and mortar, the physical building. But we live in this day and age where you can have church every day of the week. All you got to do is press play
on your phone.
There's apps for it, so you don't even have to deal with the people anymore.
Reality church. Where you can actually be there without having to look to your neighbor.
Because a lot of people that have anxiety say that's the worst part of being in church, that turn to your neighbor thing. They don't like that. So maybe we need to do the virtual reality thing. But yeah, I'm in church now. I wasn't for the longest. I've been in a church for the last 6-7 years before that. After I left my parents' house, there was no church for me, and and again, why? Because of the people. Mm-hmm. It had nothing to do with God.
And I feel like the church is harder on women too. The world is harder on women.
Oh my God, let me tell you something. Really I think I'm the only person. I go to an African church. I love my African church. Well, we call it African, but it's all nations. It's people from all over, but predominantly African, with a lot of countries represented. I'm from Zambia, so a lot of countries are represented. The Caribbean, it's a beautiful church. And let me tell you, my pastor even says it, thank God, because if you're single, and when we say single, we're talking about not married, because in the church, that's what that means. Okay. You know what I'm saying? If you're not married, they feel sorry for you. They really, and they go out of their way. Every time they're praying for single women is for a husband. We pray for husband. not everybody wants a husband.
Right.
It's okay.
Ooh,
And my
some
pastor
people don't
says
want a headache.
that.
Some
Listen,
people are okay without the headache.
some people left the headache and they're okay. Listen, they left that baggage and are fine. So I love that my pastor says that. He says that if you want it, we'll pray for it for you, but we're not putting it on you.
Right.
Okay? Because then guess what? Then the men in there are all hoes, basically.
Okay.
The
Running through all the
right.
women who are like,
and are we praying? I know, right? And you're not looking at the people in church. I mean, it's, oh my God. When I tell you church stuff is just, woof.
I really want us to, and I think it comes from a fact, we have so many labels and so many things, and we're not willing to accept things that we aren't comfortable with.
Yep,
For example, like, there's actual asexual people in the world. There are people out there who want to be by themselves and don't want to. But you also have people who are like, oh, you weird.
Something's
Something
wrong
with
with
you.
you.
No, they just don't. There's a documentary on Netflix actually
Listen,
about asexual
everybody-
people.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I
it's
gotta
really
watch
good.
that. Okay.
And they talk about like I don't. Yeah.
And at the time, we go through phases.
We go through
You go through that
phases.
where you're just not interested.
And being partnered
and
is
then
not...
maybe you go through your whole phase. Listen,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're back to being single. But the problem, you're back to being in a relationship or you're married. The problem is, kind of circling back to this whole Kim Burrell thing, is that we go through these things where, and Megan Good in here too, where it's like once you get there, then suddenly everyone else is wrong.
Right.
And I think that's like the major thing of Christianity.
I hate it. Especially a new
And
Christian.
yeah,
Somebody who
it's
just
like suddenly
all of a sudden
everybody's wrong. You was drinking vodka like it was bottled water, but now suddenly everybody's wrong for doing it. You was smoking all that stuff, popping all them pills, sleeping with everybody, have all these abortions, but now suddenly everybody's wrong.
But there's also a jealousy there too. And I think about this because I remember I was talking to someone one day and we were just talking about purgatory. This was a devout Christian.
Right.
And I was like, purgatory, you float and your family can pray you into heaven or something like that.
Oh, Jesus.
And she said, well, let me tell you something. If you live your life having fun and doing all the stuff you want to do, I'm not about to pray you into no heaven because I had to live a certain way. I'm like,
oh my,
it's jealousy.
what is going on
It's
with
jealousy
you?
because people feel like, well, because I have to be respectable in church and follow these rules.
You
and
know
do
what
this.
I wish?
I don't want you to live your life.
And God has set this up by divine, the creator, whoever you believe in, that we can't see it. But I wish we could just see people entering heaven and hell.
Right.
So we could just see it, because I know a lot of people that think they're going aren't. I mean, am I lying?
No, I feel you. Well, here's the
feel
thing.
like
and here's
it's
the
like-
thing. I don't believe in hell.
And everybody sins.
I believe in an afterlife, but I don't think it's what people think it is.
Jesus.
I tell people energy never dies.
Never,
We're energy.
never.
We transfer into other things. I don't believe in a hell. Hell doesn't make logical sense. How does your soul burn, first of all, when our body's here? And then how does an omnipotent God who knows everything then send you to hell for making a decision? And I can go deeper into that.
No,
but
I
I
know.
won't.
I
I don't believe in a
already
hell.
know.
I do think there could be an afterlife, but I don't think it's a painful place, because guess what? Hell's on earth. You can't tell me cancer's not hell. You can't tell me cancer's not hell. You can't tell me living on the street is not hell. But you also can't tell me that making love and having an orgasm isn't heaven. What I'm saying, you can't having a good conversation with a friend.
Okay.
Those moments where you smile.
And you know what? Now that you say that, people never used to understand when I said this years ago. I'm talking about my early 20s. When I wasn't going to church, I found God in movies. In people like that.
The God wink.
That was me. Where I was like, whoa, I just saw Jesus. Like, they're like, whoa, what do you mean? If you watch something and it just moves you, it just moves you to action and to tears, and you're like, I'm gonna be a better I'm gonna be a better person because of this. That's to me
God.
is church and God. So what would you rather do? Would you rather have that or go into a church? Look at her.
Right.
Why is she sitting in my seat?
She need a lap scarf. That skirt's too
What?
short. Where's her stocking?
She didn't give tithes today. You don't know my life.
Yeah.
Maybe I give tithes once a month. month. Like, yo, church people
But
are
what's
so
happening is, though,
judgmental.
but people are waking up. Like, statistics have shown that,
Going down.
yeah, it's going down because people are tired.
Yeah,
We did it
yeah,
because we had
yeah,
to.
yeah.
Big Mama said we had to.
Yeah,
Mama said we
yeah,
had to.
yeah.
Then you get generations
And
like,
the whole scolding thing, no, I would rather,
People
you
tell
know,
me-
going back to that whole, you used to do all the new Christians or whatever, you used to do all this, now suddenly it's wrong. No, if you come at me with, you know, sis, you know, I used to do this too, but since, you know how many people, it's like our favorite show, Insecure.
Yes.
That scene with Molly when she see the chick that is in therapy.
Yes.
That's how Christians should be. That's like when you run into someone and you see a change, you know what I mean? Then you want to be like them and
Right.
starts making it like that.
Versus,
Yeah, that's better than this. You going to
When
hell?
I tell you, I
Whatever.
was with Doug actually a few weeks ago at the open mic. We ran into each other.
Oh,
there.
I'm sad. Y'all left me out.
No, we didn't go together.
Oh,
We just he was there.
Okay.
And so I was talking to him, and then I guess this other guy came up, and I guess the guy was attracted to me because he was just like, "Oh, who is this?" Da da da. And the first thing he asked me is, "What church you go to?" I was like, "Oh, I don't go to church."
And he
instantly was
turned
like,
on.
"What? Oh," and I'm just like,
Honey, you're in the South. You in the South. When I tell you, when I first moved here, that goes hand in hand with what a sorority or fraternity you're in and what church you go to. Like
Absolutely.
that's high off the
I
list.
met a
When
guy
you're in the
last night
South,
who was so cute. Oh, Jesus.
but because you didn't pledge.
Ooh, he was so cute. He didn't do that, but he
Okay.
did. He said, "Oh, did you play? Are you Greek?" And I was like, "No," but I just thought it was funny that he
No,
asked me that.
but let me tell you something. A few years ago when I started dating again, that was huge. Like in the, what church you go to, and then
It's an assumption.
what did you pledge? And I'm like, me find me, I didn't pledge.
Yes,
And it was like, listen, me find me. And they were like, well, people like interest, like you could see their face. The interest just goes away
It
because
does.
it's like there's this little legacy going on. Like I'm this frat, and I'm marry this sorority, and our kids are gonna be this. I'm like, yo, miss me with that. I'm me find me.
And see, that's a whole nother thing. But that sucks too, though, because I hate when people create their own lives, but then they write their kids' stories for
Legacy,
them.
yeah.
How arrogant do
big
you have
on
to be that you get to
I'm
write your
so
you got
big
to
on
write
that.
you got to write your own story, but you
Yep.
want the kids to do the same
Yeah.
story as you?
My parenting style, and my ex-husband as
Mwabi's
well.
cool, mom. She's cool, mom. She disciplines now.
I do.
She don't play.
I do. Our latest,
But she is, she do buy a good Jordan, get you a concert ticket. She cool though. She cool.
I'm cool, but we got to do what we need to do for mama to do what, you know what I'm saying? You hold up your end of the bargain, and then I do what I need to do. And I don't think I told you, our last bonding experience was, I think I said something dead ass. And they were like, what?
Yes!
They're like, Mom, what? Mom's a dead ass. So that's my cool points lately. But basically, I'm very conscious of that because, being African, every African parent wants you to be a doctor or a lawyer or, there's like 4 things. That's all you can be.
Just 4.
And it's true. Listen, if you have African readers, they're going to be like, yes, ma'am. They comment. They will say, this is real life, So that's all my life. I was top of the class. She's going to be a doctor. She's going to be a doctor. She's going to be a doctor. Not taking into consideration that I'm not a fan of blood. Can we start there? Like, I didn't even want to dissect shit in biology class. So can we start there?
Right.
What kind of doctor?
Maybe psychologist, maybe?
No, I'm just not interested. Yeah. Like, it just was not my interest. So when I had kids, that was the first thing. I'm like, I don't want to push anything on them. Now, Sally Mae, that heifer, because of Sally Mae, I'm like, you're going to pick something you want to do you're not going to be an English major or, these majors that don't do nothing.
Right.
We're not going to do that.
Right.
But I need you to pick a major that,
yeah.
you can live off of.
And you can minor in whatever else you
Yes.
Yeah.
So my passion was creative writing. And, Mike and Ivy weren't gonna pay no college tuition out their pocket for that. Yeah. So needless to say, I started off pre-med, then I was like, oh no, then I went nutrition, then I was one of those. I floated every year. Yeah. And
And
I
that
finally
comes from not knowing
graduated.
what you want to do.
Yeah,
That's how I was in college. I was like,
absolutely.
I don't want to do any of this.
And I finally graduated with business management. So I'm that's I dig stuff like that. I love business world, but you can't do that to your kids. So I've made it a point. Like, I'm so lax with my kids. Like, I want them to do good and get good grades, but I try not to push anything on them, because I've said this to you before. They come to us as they are. It's just our job to kind of mold them. You know this.
Yeah.
I mean, my children are night and day.
Absolutely.
My oldest he's entrepreneur. He's creative.
He already getting his coins.
That's what I'm saying. He's very entrepreneur. He's
17?
very creative. Yes, 17.
Getting his coins.
Yeah,
Making
so-
more than I did.
Listen, so I want him to get a college degree, but I know he's gonna end up being some kind of entrepreneur. Like, he's
gonna
gonna
do great.
He's gonna do startups, something. That's him. Whereas my youngest, he's a football player.
Yeah.
And his father was a football player, so there's a little, genetics and legacy there. But he loves it. Like,
Yeah.
he lives for it.
I can definitely see him in college.
Yeah, so he wants
Athlete.
he wants to play college ball and then go further than that. So once you see, and this is advice to parents, once you see your children come to you as they are, it's your job to see what it is they love and nurture that. So my youngest is, right now, they just ended the season a month ago. And when I tell you he's itching, he's like, oh my God.
Bored.
Yeah, he needs the season to start again. This is his big passion.
That's his passion.
So that's what's like, okay, then you move forward and do that.
And you have to cultivate passion, man.
Absolutely, because how many stage moms have you seen when the
Yeah.
child has no interest? That's a good thing about these reality shows. You can really see
It's
how
a parent who didn't get their chance.
and the parent is more into it than the kid is, and that's a problem. That's a big problem. So yes, please, parents,
And it's
don't
funny
do
'cause,
that. You
like,
push them away. You really push them away when you
It's
do that.
weird because I don't think my mom ever got to even see my passions, and it wasn't her fault. They just
No, she knew it. She knew music was the passion.
Well, yeah, music was my passion. Yeah, that's true. You're right. But I just think it's funny, like, because a lot of the stuff I did was to please them. They never said I couldn't do other things. They just, my mom, all they wanted me to do is just go to college.
What's your degree?
Business marketing.
Oh, so you're kind of
Right.
working in
I mean, I still
yeah,
use it.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, at least you're using it.
Right, but it's that's all they wanted. But it
Yeah.
was never, oh, you can't do that.
Yeah,
Oh, you can't.
yeah. No,
you can't.
no.
She was down for
She
it.
saw your passion.
She saw my passion
and
was
she
music.
wanted your degree. Like I said, with my son, my oldest, I'd love for him to get his degree. But then I don't know what direction he's gonna go
Right.
in, but he's gonna be an entrepreneur. So
Absolutely.
same with you. From her getting you all the CD players
Oh, right.
and the music, like every story you tell, she was the one. She bought you your first whatever,
True.
So she knew about your passion
But
for
I think
music.
it's also, I think ultimately for me, it's just like she didn't get to see like the photography,
Yeah.
and to see like I think
sees
I always
it.
think
She
well,
sees
what
it.
she
She
yes,
sees it.
essentially. But I always think to myself, what would she say like if she was in my face, like, "Why you doing all this? You cooking? You do photography?"
I'm like, what?
You what? But like,
I
just
know,
it's just one of
I
those things
know,
where
I
when you
know.
flourish as a person, you're just like, wow, like all of this. Hell,
Yeah.
even my beard didn't happen until after my mom passed. It happened as an accident, and I don't think she'd be like, "What is this
She's
on your
like,
face?
what is this?
Right, looking like your
Yeah.
daddy." She'd probably say
Yeah,
just that.
yeah,
And
yeah.
did you see the picture?
Oh my God!
think she-
Oh my God!
Okay, let me
that
say.
picture.
So,
Your brother.
Yeah, my brother. So, about 3 years ago, my dad and I reconnected. He lives in Macon, Georgia. I live in Atlanta, Georgia. And
Where did they reconnect?
that was in LA.
Okay,
That's why
there
I
we
was
go.
like, this is so awesome.
There we go.
So I don't really know the story because my brother didn't tell me firsthand, but from my own senses, spidey senses, I felt that he wasn't as cool with meeting up with my dad as I was. I was like, whatever.
Yeah,
You know, I'm like,
but
whatever.
But that's your personality,
Right, but
yeah.
my brother was kind of like, I don't need it. So yesterday on New Year's Day, my brother posted pictures like, oh, it's a new year. I thought this would be a good picture. It's a picture of him and our biological father together.
And everyone that knows you thought it was you.
Everyone was like, oh,
Yeah,
wow,
they
come
were-
on, triplets.
I know, they were like, no, because if you scrolled real
Yeah.
quick, you would have thought it was you and
Yeah.
your dad. I mean, that's how much alike you guys look.
Right, and so...
Oh my God! And you have the same parents.
Yes, we have the same parents.
Just the two of you.
Just two of us, yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's twins.
It's all day.
twins.
And so to see the picture of those two
triplets,
was
yeah,
so awesome.
Yeah.
to me. I'm like,
I saw it, and I didn't know the story behind it.
But the gag is that was at my mom's house.
Wow.
I was like, how did that go? That's the tea I want.
Listen, you need to call some people. Call some people and get that whole
Because
tea.
that was like an old 20, 30-year-old, like, I want to have that one.
I need you to call some people after we get
Did she
done
take the
with
pictures?
this.
Did she take
I
the
need
pictures?
to know. I need to know. Because when I tell you I'm invested, because listen, this is how much we know about your life. We're up in Florida scrolling, and Patrice is like, so do they have the same mom and dad? I mean, she's asking me stuff, and I'm like, I know too much about this.
Yes. I'm very open book.
Yeah, so that was a bomb picture.
It was a dope moment, and I was like,
And
oh, we can just get three of us.
That's what I was
awesome.
going to say. That's what needs to happen next. I need the three of you in a pic.
That would be awesome.
Because you're the only two kids from both your parents.
Yep.
You're like I tell my boys,
Everyone
the
else a
only
half.
two that share DNA
Yep.
on the
Everyone else
planet
is a half.
Earth.
That's why I was so like happy about it. I was like, oh, you said yes. Yeah,
Y'all
because I know
so
Victor
much
was
alike.
little. He
Who's
was
older?
He's older. He's 11 months older than me.
Oh, so you really could be triplets.
You really could?
You really could be triplets. Yeah, because you guys, he's a personal trainer.
Yeah.
So other than the muscle and his complexion is a little more like your dad, right?
Yeah. His complexion
Yeah, and that's the only difference between you two.
Yeah, we look the picture of us
How
together.
tall are they? How tall is dad?
He's like 6'1", 6'2".
So he's tall, and
me and my brother both short. We got our mom's height. She's like 5'5", 5'4".
No, that was a beautiful picture.
Yeah.
2017.
Yeah, it's all
We're
about
gonna
it.
have the triplets picture somehow
Yes.
because I'm interested. Is your dad from LA? Is that how?
He's
'cause
from.
now.
He's from.
Now I'm curious how he ended up in LA.
Well, he's from Macon, Georgia, and
right.
then he moved to LA for a different life. Met my mom, and then he stayed out there for like 15, 20 years.
So he recently came back to Georgia.
No, he's been in Georgia like 10 years,
okay.
or more.
Okay.
And he lived here, and then he went back to Macon. And so it was weird that I moved here and felt home. And I was like, is this like a genetic thing?
It is.
Because I moved to Georgia. I was like, this feels right.
It
feels like I should be here.
Because you have roots here.
And when I met his side of the family, I was like,
The
oh,
Nelsons.
wow. Right.
The Nelsons
and
are
they all
Georgian.
have my nose and my face. I was like, oh my God.
When was
come
that?
on.
A couple years?
Yeah.
It's been 3 years when you went to. It wasn't a family reunion.
Yeah, it was
You
it
went
was
to like your
yeah.
aunt's house and all that stuff. Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
I
and I still,
remember.
they're still on Facebook and stuff. And yeah, so it's for me. So for me, it was just like, oh, it's a part. But I did know my brother was a little more like, I don't know.
And you know what? What was that movie? Oh dear God! What Tony Collette and Cameron Diaz?
Oh.
Do you remember that movie where one of them was drunk? Was it Cameron Diaz? What was that movie?
In Her Shoes?
Yes, yes. Let me tell you something. That movie opened my eyes because, there was the responsible one, and then the, free spirit,
Which is like every
getting
family.
everything wrong and whatever. And basically they had this moment where she was like, you don't know how I had it so hard. And I was like, we were in the same house. You know what I'm saying? We grew up together. So it's always interesting to me to see how different things affect different people.
It's perspective.
And you have this exact same experiences. That's why you can't put people in a box and expect them to act a certain way. We are born, which probably is going to go into your next topic, but we are born the way we are born. Some of us are more sensitive than others. Some of us, are hard. Like nothing gets us. Like,
Right, what?
What? And then the same situation, if someone's crying for 3 hours, so it's just give people time to be who they are. Don't expect the same.
Exactly.
So,
But it's so
yeah.
beautiful when they do that. You're like,
Isn't
oh.
it? Isn't it?
Because I shared it like it was my
happy for your
picture.
brother.
I was like, that's awesome.
Absolutely. I'm so happy for your brother. But like we say, you got to meet people where they are and let them come to it. Yeah. So obviously, and it was funny. His caption was like, I have nothing more to say.
Right.
Here it
Happy
is.
New Year.
Yeah, like, look what happened here. Whereas your caption's like, I met my father for the first time. Like you do this whole explanation. But that's what it is. And that's like, I come from a family of 4. And I'm known as the sappy one. You know what I'm saying? Don't start talking about no memories. I'm just going to start crying. Like, this is who I am. This is a known fact. So that's just who it is. And I turn to anything. As, you hear me talking, I'm going on and on. But that's who I am.
Well,
I write.
right.
I'm a writer. I'm creative,
wait,
so
pause that, because this is the topic.
Okay.
So let's just introduce it and jump back into that. Okay, so what I wanted to talk about is the whole idea of being emotional.
Okay.
And so there were two different things that happened in the last couple of weeks that I was like, I need to talk about this. The first one was...
And you're good at that. You need to talk about it.
Someone posted on Facebook, why does it seem like emotional people are just childish adults?
Oh, Facebook.
And then another thing happened where somebody was like, we're talking about signs, and I told my sign, everyone knows my Pisces. They were like, oh, you guys are just so emotional. And so I came up with this phrase, you say emotional like it's a bad thing. Emotional is not a bad thing. It's what you do with said emotions that could be seen as bad. But simply feeling. We
all have feelings.
Exactly.
And all have emotions.
Is what you do with them that can control that.
And emotion, the word takes on a different meaning when it comes to gender. Right? Don't you think so?
Okay.
Because women are expected to be emotional.
Which I think is bullshit.
It is, because they make it seem like we're just a rolling ball of emotion, and then men aren't allowed to have emotions.
Because let me tell you something. My 3 best girlfriends, including one sitting right here,
are not emotional.
When I tell you, they be willing these niggas in. The dudes be in their feelings. They be like, "Are you done yet?"
We're not emotional people.
It's my 2 Taurus and my Sagittarius,
and so funny, though,
and none of them.
Everyone says I'm emotional.
What in your own way?
When it comes to
but when it comes to like getting stuff done, they're not at home crying. They be like, So what you gonna do?
Okay.
You done crying?
Let's get it together. Let's move.
And the stereotype, that's society that tells us, oh, men are going to be, but no.
Oh yeah, men are not allowed to be emotional.
But the thing is, they are though. It comes out in violence and misogyny.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It comes out some kind of way.
But let's peel it all the way back.
Go for it.
When people say emotion, what are they talking about?
They're
Crying.
They're talking about negative emotions.
Well, no, they're talking about crying. They're talking about sensitivity. They're talking about being in your feelings. That's not all emotion.
It's not all emotion.
Emotions encompasses a whole lot more than that.
The definition of emotion is the affective aspect of consciousness. It's a state of feeling.
There you go. And we all have feelings.
We all have them, but it's what you do with it. But I think what happens is when people hear the word emotional, they think negative. The same with the word consequence. You know, consequence can mean good too.
Absolutely.
It doesn't just mean negative. We have to look at actual definitions. So when someone says, I tell people I'm emotional, not in a negative way.
But they think that automatically.
Exactly. I'm an evolved person. I'm always evolving. I know whatever state I'm in, and I remove myself. You won't see any spurts from me. You won't see any tantrums, any Kiki Wyatt moments from me, because I'm self-aware.
What sign is that?
Pisces.
What sign
She's Pisces too.
Oh.
That's why I said her, because when people hear Pisces, they always think the most negative people they can think of.
Now, I was told yesterday, I haven't read up on it, but apparently with the signs, which that's not what we're talking about, but this is how we do. People roll with it.
They love this.
Roll
they
with
happy
it
because we on an hour 15 minutes.
Listen,
people are happy.
Roll with it, because Kevin and
happy.
I, we go on tangents.
Because you know I get out in 30 minutes.
Okay, we go on tangents. So I heard, because Kevin, if for those of you that don't know, he is really into signs.
Yes.
And he studies up on it and knows it and all this good stuff. I know a bit about it, but I'm getting there. I've decided I'm going to study it. So I heard that with the signs, which you know dates, I don't know dates, I just know. So what's Pisces?
Pisces, that's February 23rd to March 20th.
Okay.
Give or take on the beginning.
Right. Okay, so I heard that if you're born at the beginning of the sign, the middle, and the end, it's different.
You can be different. Yeah.
Like they're different ends.
You can have like cusp. So if I'm born in February, and it's funny because someone last week was a February Pisces, and he tried to other himself against me, and I'm like, real nigga.
Oops, I didn't send for you. I didn't send for you.
But you have cusp. So if you're like closer to Aquarius, you can have both traits. And I always think about my best friend Garrick, because he is a Libra, but he's on the first day. So he has a lot of Virgo, and he's very organized. This goes here, this does this. He has a lot of that Virgo in him, but he's also very social in that sense too. So you have that cusp. I'm a Pisces, rising
in the middle,
and regular,
where are you
which
at?
means I'm all Pisces.
But where do you fall? Are you in the middle?
I'm in the middle, March 9th. Yeah, I'm in it.
Okay.
I'm all sensitivity.
Yeah.
I'm all empathy.
Apparently, I heard that yesterday, and then I think it has a lot to do with moon signs too, like with the time you were born.
And I'm a Pisces. Like when I got my reading, she was like, "Oh yeah, you're you don't have it," because some people have like Aries rising, Cancer rising.
You're all Pisces.
I'm all Pisces, and I was like, that makes complete sense.
I am interested. I am very interested. So I'm gonna read up on that
There's
because
some good stuff out there.
And we kind of discussed this a little bit before, but basically, I don't know why people freak out on signs. I guess there's a difference between that and horoscopes.
Yeah, there's a difference between horoscopes.
Yeah, because people
that's what I tell people. I'm not saying it's not future telling. It's not palm reading. It's just a template. There's still room for experience. There's still room for upbringing. There's still room for your own perspective and individuality. But there is a template there, and it lets you know what you're going to deal with. Like, I know naturally, I have not met a tourist yet who wasn't a great person to shop with as far as like frugal but luxurious.
Frugal.
But then
I am a budgetista.
But listen, but they know how to be stubborn too, though. As far as like when you guys get.
But see, and let's discuss stubborn.
Stubborn's not a bad word. Stubborn's not a bad word.
There you go. Thank you for saying that.
I had to say it. It's not a bad word.
Because
it's characteristic.
that's all I hear. When people say stubborn, to me, it just means I get what I need done when I need. Yeah.
No, and that's what I'm saying. We have to look at words. Stubborn's not a bad word. Sensitive's not a bad word.
Yeah.
What I mean by that is, with Taurus, I know what you guys is. You guys love hard. You guys treat your loyalty real. If I call you a friend, because I don't call everybody a friend, I expect you to give me what I give you. And as soon as you're outside of that box, you guys are like, bye-bye, good riddance.
And if you don't see me, if you don't see my heart, and you put stuff on me, where if ever you fix your mouth to say something like, well, I thought, you did this and this and we didn't do it. Right. Oh, it's a wrap. It's like, that's how you see me? Yeah. What?
And I have, it's you, Jasmine, and Charles. And you guys are literally the same to me. And that's why I vibe
I've read one thing that I didn't agree with.
And that'll happen.
No, but for me, I'm a Taurus. I think it was the one thing I read where it was like loves animals or something. I was like, no, not me. So I need to see where I fall in that cusp thing.
But here's the thing, though.
Like, no.
I don't think loves animals is an appropriate characteristic to add to signs. And I think that's why people get confused.
Yeah, because I was like,
it has more to do with characteristics of personality, not what you are nurturing. Into.
Yeah. I get you.
Like for instance, like Pisces, we tend to be into creative things. You can't say loves music. A lot of us do, but some people like art, like painting, or
it's
they
creative.
Like creative. And that's what I'm saying.
Taurus is a creative too. I forget what they say.
And that's why we vibe. We always vibe on a creative front.
Yeah.
And then you guys provide a lot of land for us because we're water. You guys provide that because you always like, okay, Kevin, let's take this. Let's call a thing real quick. Let's get out. Let's just try this. Real quick.
I think I have to tell the people this because with me and you from the very beginning, and Doug included, I don't think we ever had a surface relationship. I mean, when I tell you I don't do surface. Month 1, we are deep. We are talking about stuff.
Surface. I don't call people friends.
We have never. We just so honest with each other, and that's kind of your vibe attracts your tribe. Yoked, all that.
I like honestly, when I was putting together my end of the year photos.
Those were so good.
But I got emotional in a positive way because I was like, I have manifested some great people in my life by being authentically me, being real about who I am, but then also allowing people to be who they are.
Yeah.
And I was just going through the pictures like, I love all these people. Like I've had none of those pictures were like people I was just trying to like, no, those people that I'm like, oh, this person, we had this moment, we had this moment.
I have to laugh because I'm your social media police because I'd be reading. I'm like, what? Why would anybody look at that and be like, do you sleep? And I know it's a joke, but I'm like, but that's just so funny because I'm like, I look at it like, wow, what a full life.
Yeah.
Like you had a good year. You were all over the place. You were social. You did stuff.
And I love that a lot of it was outside. I'm like, oh yes, some mountain pictures.
Opt outside. Come on,
and you, and I know you and Christina. Christina's like, I'm glad I was on there like 2 or 3 times.
Listen, me too. I was like, wait a minute, I made it 3 times. Hello, I'm important. It's important.
And that's what it is. So, but yeah, that goes into the signs though. But yeah, like the whole thing about emotions and stuff like that. Like me, I'm an empath. And I tell people this, I'm an empath. So to be my friend is to literally have me connect with you. And this is why I don't connect with everybody. This is why I'm choosy.
Okay.
I'm choosy because if you're my friend, I eventually take on you.
Yeah.
So if you're having a bad day,
you do too.
I'm gonna have one too, and I
yeah.
can't help it.
And you have to protect your energy.
I have to protect
you
my
have
energy.
To protect your energy.
And that is an emotion type thing, but it can happen so much. So what happens is a lot of times I can go out and be social, have a good time, but once I take on all that energy, I have to go to myself and purge it.
Yeah.
And some people look at that as like moody or whatever.
And see,
Fine.
and that's that. you have to take people who they are.
Absolutely.
You know, the first time I knew immediately what you're saying, where I was like, you have to protect your energy. The first time that was ever presented to me was Sonia Sanchez. You know who Sonia Sanchez is?
Yeah.
I saw her speak, and she said that because, you have to think about people in these platforms. I mean, you're talking about it just from, small scale, seeing friends, your everyday life.
Right.
Think about these performers, these people, the Beyoncés, let's just use Beyonce, which I have to use Beyonce because Kevin's a big fan.
Yes.
And I just got to the party at Lemonade.
Yes.
Like before that, I was like, she's all right. But like since Lemonade,
She arrived.
I'm here. I'm at the party now.
As long as you came.
I'm here. It took a while, but I'm here. So think about that. Like, when can you be you?
Yeah.
All that energy, people just love you. They're giving you all this. It's coming into you, right? And then you can't even just be you can't even just be regular.
Yeah.
You can't walk to the store because for the rest of your life, people are just coming at you, and it's I mean, other than online, that's when it's negative. No one's going up to her face being negative. So
Exactly.
it's always that. And I don't know what
can you
she
imagine
is.
not being able to have an off day?
And that's what it is.
Like,
she doesn't.
No makeup. Like, we all have days where
But
you don't want to put
that's
clothes
what it is.
on,
The
or-
only time
She's a
she can
Virgo,
be
by the way.
herself is in her own four walls. And that's why, from what I've seen with her documentaries and whatever, she's very protective and has created that for herself. Because that's, I think, and we talk about fame all the time. It's not for everybody. That thing right there swallows people whole. It is not for everybody. So unless you're ready for that, it's crazy. You have to protect your energy.
Absolutely.
Can you imagine just giving? Look at little Justin Bieber. Same thing. That's why people go left, because and you know who I love, who figured it out and was like, nope, I ain't gonna do this.
Ooh,
Lauryn Hill.
Yes, Laura, she did.
Because when the people that are performers choose that and be like, no, they see it coming. I mean, anywhere. Let's not even just talk performance. Let's talk reality TV. When people see it, like, oh, this is how it's going to be, and step away from it, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
If they're not equipped for it.
Yeah.
And we see it happen, because you cannot, as a human being, just take on all this energy. You can't.
And some
You
people
gotta
like,
wash
but
it
some
off.
people are. I know there are people who are a little more harder to it, who can. Like we said, there's different people in the world. There's people who don't have
And
that.
some people don't care.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But someone like me who's empathy, who
Yeah,
feels it.
yeah.
Oh my!
Yeah, I'm the same way.
I used to think I wanted to be famous, like when I was like
Oh,
young.
I know.
I see that it was the universe protecting me.
Truth be told, that's why my book's not out.
Right, 'cause
I'm not like
I'd be-
I cannot. My
be on drugs or
personality.
something.
Listen, my personality. I don't need y'all googling me. I need to be myself. I need to walk outside. That's why I'm gonna self-publish my book.
Yes.
If y'all lucky, I might publish 50 of those
Yes.
bad boys. This is gonna be a collector's item, because I'm
Put it in the
publishing it.
atmosphere.
I'm publishing it for me, because I've said this for years that I have a book. So 50 or 100 copies might be all I print, because I know myself. Know thyself, peoples. Know
It's
what you
important.
can. Yeah, and I know that I don't like public speaking. I don't like to be on big stages. Like some people live for it.
Yeah.
I'm not, my niece cracks me up, A-Marie, because she's
funny.
Sasha Fierce.
She's so funny.
The same with Beyonce, where you're like so shy. Well, A-Marie's not shy. She has a big personality all around. But look at Beyonce again, where you're just so shy, and then you get on the stage and you're this other personality. That's not me.
And see, now that is very Virgo. And
Virgos are two people.
Michael Jackson and Beyonce are both Virgos. Look at how they were. Quiet, but when they're on stage,
They're
big.
another person. And see,
But that
I'm
comes from the
not that.
perfectionism and the cynicism and the need for those things.
Yeah.
Once again, it's a template. It doesn't say
That's
what you're
all
going to
it
do.
is.
It's just a template.
So all this to say, folks, is there's something to these signs.
Absolutely.
There is something to these signs. And
Nothing to be scoffed at.
yeah, exactly. You know.
And a lot of times when y'all don't like them, you end up being a Capricorn or Aquarius. I'm just putting it out there.
Ooh.
Every time someone said, I don't believe in that shit, they're either a
Shots
Capricorn or
fired.
Aquarius. I always crack up. I'm like, what are you, a Capricorn or an Aquarius? Because they naturally don't believe hearsay.
We're not born. I mean, I'm about to lose some people here, but you know.
You're not going to lose anybody.
Your mama and daddy, they did not pick the day they chose to get it on.
Nope.
But the day 9 months later when you were born, it was for a reason and a purpose. You are who you are because of that date. It's not just your birth date. There's so much about me that if I read anything about a Taurus, I'm like, oh my God. Why are you telling my life?
I think it's beautiful though because it shows you the purpose. We need, like, for instance, I always tell people it's like being in a business office. You need the planner, you need the problem solver,
Absolutely.
the Taurus. You need the person who's like, okay, let's get this done. When a crisis happened, you need the compassionate person to be on those phones or whatever to talk to the things that happen.
I mean, hell, not even the office, in a family.
And with a family, you need the hard person to push forward as a leader,
in
as
a
group.
relationship. How many relationships have the same? That whole opposites attract, or you have to have that
It's
balance.
yin and
Yeah, yin and yang.
And we all have purpose, but I think ultimately, I'm sick of this whole idea that people feel like they're greater than somebody else because they're less emotionless or they're more. You know what I mean? There's this idea like, oh, you guys are so weak. I'll tell you, the last person who called me weak, we're not together anymore. I don't play that.
Yeah,
I've been through too much to be
even,
weak.
absolutely.
But I feel, and there's nothing wrong with feeling.
Absolutely.
And I think ultimately, and my purpose of the topic today was just like, we have to stop looking at emotional like it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's what, now what you do with it, there are people who don't know how to handle it. They haven't learned how to properly express it. That's nuance and they have to figure that out. But it's still saying emotions. Don't be scared of it.
Don't be scared.
Those
of it. And
actually,
it's not negative.
It's not negative.
Always negative.
It's what you do with them.
Absolutely.
But it's
Because we
also
all
good. There's good
have
emotions. There's bad
emotions.
emotions. There's mid emotions. And who's to say that because if I cry, how is that any different from you drinking and doing drugs?
To me. Crying is good for you.
Oh, it's beautiful.
You
It
feel
releases
so
things.
good after you cry.
And it doesn't mean that,
my
another thing.
God.
Here's another
Everybody
thing. It
should
doesn't
cry.
mean we're crying all day every night. We can't take
Exactly.
life. That because I heard somebody say that. Oh, you Pisces, I thought you guys can't take life.
You know who I
and
can't
deal.
take? Who's a Taurus?
Oh.
And every time I watch her, it makes me mad because I'm like, dang it, that's probably how I would. Because every time I watch it, I thank God I'm not in those situations she's in. Is freaking Candy.
Oh yeah, she's a Taurus.
Oh my God, because even her
people
voice breaks as
come-
she's explaining herself, and I'm like, oh my God, that's so me.
And I see that because people come for her and they're always off base. Even I watch it. I'm like,
But again, it goes back to what I just said. Because if you don't see me for who I am and who I've showed you to
It
be,
hurts.
it hurts, and it just kills me every time I'm watching her. Again, thank God I'm not in situations like that.
Yeah, I couldn't
because
do
I
it.
can't. I have never watched a reality show where I'm like, that's me and my friends. Because
Yeah.
these people, I'd be like, oh, what is this argument about? What are y'all
Right.
talking about? So, but that's so Taurusy. Like like when you get her there and she's upset, oh, that voice starts breaking. She starts crying, and then it looks like she's a crybaby. But I get it.
She's
But
not
I get
she's
it.
not at all. And but
No.
look at how she is with her business and getting things done.
That's it.
Solutions.
That's
and
it.
it's a template. It doesn't say what's gonna happen. It's just a template.
is.
But what I want you guys to stop doing ultimately is stop trying to pick
too
on us
emotional.
Pisces
You're
because
too
y'all need
emotional.
us. But here's the thing: the people who always say we're too emotional are the same ones who call us when they're having a bad day. Or it's like, but you want to lean on my shoulder. You want me
And
to,
I don't know the signs, but I know like my youngest son, he
Cancer.
comes. Oh yeah, there you go. He's Cancer.
You know, I study everybody.
I know, you know, and I should have known that.
because he's the picky
Cancer.
food eater.
Yeah, he's a very picky food eater. He has a very tough exterior, and then
Water sign.
such a soft interior.
He's a water sign.
So it's
Cancer.
just so hilarious because this is like, he doesn't want to be affectionate, no hugs, don't do this and this. But he's the one who, when he needs it, he needs it. He'll let you know.
Let me tell you something. When he gets in even in his relationship, he's gonna be affectionate as hell.
Oh yeah, he is.
They're very affectionate, but yeah, they do have a tough exterior. I almost envy Cancer because they're the in between Cancer and between Pisces and Scorpio. I damn sure don't want to be a Scorpio. I mean, I love y'all,
All the
booze, but
Scorpios.
listen, I just can't deal with the vengefulness. It's too much for me. It's too much.
Honey.
But cancers are kind of in between us. Whereas we're really, really sensitive. Then it goes Cancer in the middle, and then it goes Scorpio at the top, where they're less emotional, but they still feel, but it comes out in a very crazy, scary, spiteful way.
It's all to say we are who we are based on when we are born. That's all we are saying to you,
That's good
people.
stuff.
That's all we're saying. And Kevin does it really well. I'm getting there. I just not because of signs. I'm always I'm picky with who I let in. Like I read your energy. I'm very selective.
Me too.
As far as who's in my circle and who I like and who gets close to me. But now I'm about to add that, and that was just based off of intuition. But now I'm about to add, what's your sign? I'm about to be that person.
I do it too. And here's the thing. I tell people this too, because people make assumptions. It's just like the interracial thing. I'm not saying there's certain signs I won't deal with and stuff like that, even though secretly there probably is.
What's compatible?
It's what's compatible, but I still like to know because it lets me know what to
I'm dealing
look
with.
for.
Yeah, and why waste your time if you would just oil and water or fire and wood? Like, what's the point?
We can be friends,
yes.
and I can get another perspective.
Surface friends, like So that's my goal. I'm gonna learn more, and we save heartache, not just heartache, but even in friendship, because that's been my new saying in the last few months. Heartbreak doesn't just come from lovers, right? Heartbreak can come from friendships, family, everything. So I'm trying to understand people and meet them where they are based off of their sign. Yeah. That's my new goal.
It's important. You can always hit me up. Oh, I'm at this Aries thing. Let me know something. I'm
what
like,
are you
okay,
talking
girl.
about? You're my signs Bible.
and I tell people all the time, I was like, you know what? It's fine, but it's never let, because people get, people are like, oh, how can you let that determine? I'm like, listen,
no,
I'm not saying you have to, but it has worked for me.
Listen, and then people that say that aren't really looking at their life and situations the way they should. Because if you are constantly meeting somebody or friend, or this doesn't even have to be relationships, but just the same type of person, and you keep on beefing. I mean, hell, first meeting. Right. There's people you meet first 3 seconds, and you're like, oh, Lord, no.
Well, I think some people come from the idea. People always look at it from a dating perspective, and they feel like
it's not all about dating.
But they feel like they're limiting their dating pool.
Oh, please.
And I'm like, well, listen.
You're not only compatible with one sign.
Exactly. But actually, it's tiers. So let's say this. There's no sign that you're not compatible. Let's just go from highest to least.
Okay, there we go.
There's tiers. So what happens is, like for me, my top tier, it goes, Scorpio's my top compatibility. I manifest y'all niggas all the time. And there is a really dope energy, but I am in a place where I just can't deal with it right now. Then it goes Cancer, other water signs. Then it's Taurus, Capricorn. And then Pisces in there, but Pisces, because...
Who's the bottom?
Pisces. Oh, you mean like who I'm not compatible with at all?
Yeah.
That is down towards the bottom, is like Aries, Aquarius.
Okay.
Sagittarius is like in the middle. Okay. Aries and Aquarius, because they're not emotional beings. Right. And that's what I'm saying. And that's where the compatibility comes from. Because
what's Pisces and Pisces?
Pisces and Pisces is just indecisive.
Is it good? Oh, okay.
And that people say it'll be a flow, but not much will get done. Because imagine you have 4 indecisive fish swimming around. So it'll be very lovey and wet.
No decisions being
made.
But
no decisions being made because there's no yin and yang there.
My best relationship ever, though it was short-lived, was with a Taurus. Yeah. And it was the wrong Taurus. But it was because it was easygoing. Because I'm easygoing.
Well, you guys understood each other.
I didn't have to explain much, and I'd never in my life. I didn't even know that was a possibility. I know there's people that share the same birthday and date and all this stuff, but until it was such a foreign concept to me, I was like, "You're a Taurus too? What?" Like, and we, as far as emotions and actions, like. Nothing had to be said, and I like that aspect of it. I didn't have to explain myself.
It was like, I know.
So it was just the wrong person, but I feel like that was really good.
I have a couple of friends that I became friends with in the last year, actually. Kevin and Reggie. Hey, Kevin and Reggie, and they're both Pisces, and we've had lunch and hung out, and it's just it's fun because music lovers, dancers, we creatives, and we literally I know. It's
have
just
to
a
get,
certain thing happens.
I have to ask my friend. She has a book on that, on the signs and the compatibility. And I have to ask her what that book is, because I'm not going to look at it just as relationships. I'm going to look at it as friendships too.
It helps you, and it's no coincidence that my friendships still kind of honor that compatibility.
Absolutely.
And like and then what's funny is because even Christina, she's actually a Sag, and they're like in the middle somewhere. It's not really compatibility, but what works for her is. The Sag sign is mutable. It's not a fixed sign,
Right.
so they can actually mutate to meet people where they're at. And so when we first met, she had that Sagittarian straight for the gut, say what you feel.
Oh, Jesus.
And she still does that.
And I was going to say, that wouldn't be me.
No,
she
still does that with other people. But because we've been friends for so long, you can hear her wheels turning. She's muted herself to who I am.
Yeah,
and so when we talk, she delivers things in a way just for me. Yeah. And I love her for that. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. It doesn't mean you're cutting people off. No. But you just you create a flow that works.
It's energy, people. And bottom line is we're put on this earth to live and learn. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So a 20-year-old listening to this is like, these old people.
Right.
If these old people don't go sit down somewhere.
I ain't worried about nobody under 26, okay?
These Negroes need to sit down and shut up. Can y'all go back to talking about Kim Burrell and Serena Williams? So we understand. We've been there, boo. We've been 20 before, and we thought 40-year-olds. We thought 40-year-olds were crazy. But for those of you over 25, maybe.
Absolutely.
30s, for those of you coming into your own, you know what we're talking about. And basically what we're saying is the older you get, you learn the things that don't work for you, correct?
Absolutely.
If you're meeting the same person over and over, somewhere along the way, like, wait a minute, what's happening? You look at yourself and be like, what is it about me? That's what we used to do. Be like, what is it about me that's attracting these crazy people? No, you look at what it is about you. You do your work. There we go. You do your work. You figure out what works for you. And all we're saying that works for us in our stage in our lives right now is we are big on energy, right? And we are big on who we let into our space. And we have learned who we are compatible with, not just in relationships, but in friendships. Because there's no point. Like, I'm at the point where you don't want
you're ready to leave.
Exactly. You get to the point where we don't want to waste time. No. If we know, I've had this before where, especially whenever I was trying to date, like after my divorce, and I'd meet people, 2 conversations in, 1 conversation in, or 1 physical meeting in face to face, and I'm like, nope. Like, that right away.
Same here.
And when you're young, you're like, maybe I'll try another one. But But then when you get to a point, you're like, no. And then, of course, I had people, I think I told you this before, where I told people, like, I'm very honest, right? And I would tell them, I'm like, no, you're cool, but we're just not going to work out, right? And then they'd be like, you're being selfish. You're not even giving it a chance. So you run into that. I'm like, no, it's not about giving it a chance.
Here's another thing. Selfish isn't a bad word either.
There we go.
I'm honoring myself. How would call that? I'm not selfish. I'm honoring myself.
There we go. Meme that. Selfish.
I'm honoring myself. Because if I know this is not going to work, why would I continue entertaining it?
Exactly. And they're just fundamental, inherent things that you just know do not work for you. That's all we're saying. Be it in a business relationship, be it in a friendship, that, there's people you cut off. Yeah, you were 5 years old together and da-da-da-da. But then when you hit your 20s and they're doing the same thing, and you just think, you're like, yo, it ain't for me. And you move on. So it's okay, people. It's okay. Real. It's okay. Move on when you got to. And honor yourself. What is it? Selfish is
it's not selfish.
It's not selfish. It's honoring yourself. Meme that.
Yes.
With Kevin's picture on it.
Yes, right now. Well, this was an awesome conversation.
Yay!
This was so much fun. I'm glad you got to be on the show.
Woo, woo. Listen, that song gets me every time. I love that song. Do we have a full version? Just send it to me so I can just play it in my car. I love that thing. With Kevin Dwayne. Isn't it though? love that. I love that. Every time I hear it, I'm like, yes, my week is made. And it's so funny because I'm a podcast person. I tell you this every Wednesday, right? I start with you because Wednesday seems to be the podcast day, right?
Yes.
Everybody's podcast comes out Wednesday. I'm like, okay.
It's a good time of the week.
Kevin, we start there. Then we go to the Casey crew.
Yes.
We go to the Friend Zone. Who else comes out on Wednesday? Because we always listen to the same people. So
those are the main ones on Wednesday.
Yeah, but it's just so funny because I listen to my NPR ones.
On Tuesday nights.
Did you listen to the one with Little Mo?
Yes. I actually went running
to it. Yeah.
I was cracking up.
Yeah,
but, hey,
I love it.
I love
it. But let me tell you something. I'm so happy that we are in the podcast age because it's like
it's good time.
It's really good time. It's like you meet some friends, you know. It's like you know what they're thinking, and every week you get something new.
Yeah,
so
it's a refresher. It's almost like journaling, but it's the advanced version of vlogging.
Absolutely. So guess what? We're gonna start planning Kevin's 1 year anniversary already because we're halfway there, aren't we?
We're halfway there.
So yes, we're gonna have to do something good because you have some really loyal people. I love it because you, like, as soon as you said you had a podcast, people were listening, right? Like day one.
Yeah.
People love you. And I'm one of them.
Yes,
we love Kevin Dwayne.
If I know anything, if I didn't have any, it would be one listener, and I'd be okay with it.
But that would never happen.
Faithful Wednesday. She's like, I'm already listening to it.
Yes, we all listen. All your best friends listen. I know all your friends are listening right now.
It's a good time.
Listen, we are here. 2017. Onward, upward, forward.
Well, with that said, now I know you're private, but is there any way you want the people to find you, or are we just keeping it?
Oh,
look, I'm honoring my friends and their privacy.
Yes, because I get nervous.
But you also curate yourself very well too, though. You don't just put stuff out there. I get really
nervous when I get requests from people I don't know. I got to know about you. So if they come from Kevin Dwayne, I'll be all right. Yes. It's Miss Mwabi. It's MISSMWABI on Instagram, right? Cool. And you tag me and stuff all the time.
So you'll see her on my page.
And he's probably going to tag me in this.
Yeah,
so
she'll be tagged in this. That's right.
I am there. Yes. And this magnificent photographer did my 40th birthday photo shoot, and so y'all have seen me in that, and yes, y'all have seen me. You're just hearing me, right? Because I am a presence in your comments and your. I mean, we're always tagging each other.
She's my PR. She's my planning, my bullets.
I do it all, honey. I am here for Kevin Dwayne. So
hell, it was you who was like, we need to get you some guests on the show. Okay. Look what happened.
Listen, because I know your energy, and it's so funny when you know someone, and I know your other friends can tell too. I could tell when you're
right.
What you're feeling when you're saying it on your podcast. I'm like, yep. Kevin felt this when he said that. So
good time.
But fun times. I'm so glad I got on episode 26 or whatever this is.
Top of the year.
And we are here, 2017. We don't need to talk about 2016 anymore.
Nope.
Oh, I do have to say one thing before we go. We have 19 more days of President Obama. Oh. And what I am doing, I mean, right here, you could drop in Boys to Men. It's so hard to say goodbye because let me tell you something. This is going to be terribly difficult. So what I am doing, and invite others to do as well, for the next 19 days, post your favorite pictures or something of them. Just think about them because, y'all, we don't know when we'll ever see this again.
It's the end of an era. And it's
I don't know if we'll ever see it again in our lifetime. Isn't that crazy? As progressive as we thought we were getting, we just went back. We just went back to 56, didn't we? We sure did. Because I don't know in my lifetime if I'm gonna see this again. I am beyond thankful that my children saw this.
Yes,
that was so huge for me. We talked about it yesterday. They were 7 and 9, I think, when he got elected, and it was such a big thing. This is all they've known, and
I think I remember. I got some that night.
Oh,
I remember. It was hype. Like, listen, he won.
He won. Yes. Come on on over. Yes. That's what it should be. Where were you when Obama got elected?
I remember that, yes.
Listen, when we were out there screaming hope and change. What was it?
Hope and change.
Oh my God, that was a beautiful time. So yeah, I have so many thoughts on this presidency and the legacy he's leaving behind, and just the amazing class that they carried, the whole family, because we talked about Serena stuff coming at her for her whole life. Think about what they said about these people and how they just, 8 years.
They do.
8 years. Never lost their
scandals.
Cool. So 19 more
No
days.
getting head in the Oval Office.
Listen. 19 more days. Let's just appreciate them. And then we're going to have us a party on the 20th. Wait. What are they doing? They're doing concerts and stuff. Yeah. But I hope that will be better, so we won't be so sad. But y'all, we don't know what we're going into.
But whatever, we're gonna make it.
But we're here. We are here, and we're survivors. We're gonna make it through. But thank you, Barack Obama. Thank you, Michelle Obama. Thank you, Sasha.
Yes,
thank you, Malia. Thank you, Grandma. She moved to the.
She sure was.
She moved to the White House. They
sure
were mad
was.
about that too, but we won't discuss it. But yes, please just take the next 19 days to appreciate, because you don't know. I mean, think about it. When are we going to see this again?
It's true.
When are we going to see this again?
Oh, you made me sad now.
Oh, well, sorry. Okay, we have to say something fun again. Yay!
We're going to say
Outline!
this is a fun episode.
Go ahead and sing the outline song as we go out, because y'all know that's the jam. Please tell him. Is it just me? I be jamming to that song.
Yes,
That's the bomb.
it'll be at the top of the podcast.
Yes, that is the bomb. So thank you for having me, and thank you for listening. If y'all still listening, this is a long one, right?
People love it when they're long. They're like, I was at work, and I'm like, okay, because Christina,
and I'm a listen critically, of
Christina
course.
makes fun of me. She was like, listen, you give it 40 minutes and you out. She's like, I'm looking
in
at
and out. But I understand. It's just talking to yourself, basically, and you're like, oh God, so I understand. But you need to do that.
Yeah.
Get more guests on. It'll
happen. It's kind of like people want to be.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, sure.
Want to be. And send your requests.
Yes, requests.
Come on, PR. I'm his PR. If you would like to be a guest on the outline, send an email too.
Yes,
what is it?
Yes, you can read them out.
Okay, come on. Yes. What's the email address? Give the people the email address.
Yes,
the outline
topics at gmail.com.
outline topics at gmail.com. If you would like to be a guest, go ahead and send that.
But please make sure you guys are subscribed.
Yes.
If you're not subscribed, tell your friends about it. Everyone share it on your Facebook and your Twitter, and tag me. I appreciate that, so I can see you and tell you thank you and I love you. Oh, and one final thing, please check out a new podcast called The White Tea Lifestyle. It is two of my friends from
tea, like
the white tea, like the shirt.
White
tea. They're from
T-E-E.
They're from the West Coast.
I'm Zambian, so I thought T-E-A.
Yes.
I'm like
white tea, like Bill and my white tea. Yeah.
Okay.
So they're from the West Coast. I went to middle school with both of them.
Oh yes.
One of them is Sean, the other one is Marcus. Sorry. We went to middle school together, but they have been a great support to me since YouTube. Since I was doing videos.
Come on, support.
And when Sean told me that he was thinking about starting a podcast, I said, as soon as you start it, send me the link. Send me the link. Because you support people who support you.
And you'll drop it somewhere.
I will certainly. It will be there.
Link on it.
It's on iTunes.
It's about support, people.
It's all about support. And it's a good podcast. We were chatting about it. It's good. They talk about sports. They talk about hip hop. They talk about, but it's funny. They're hilarious. It's very West Coast.
Yes, West Coast. We love the West Coast.
They sip a little Hennessy while they do it.
Yes.
It's great. It's a good time. So it's called The White Tea Lifestyle.
We're about to, y'all just don't know it yet, but the outline is going to turn into we're speaking into existence. We're going to have cameras soon.
Yes.
You know what I'm thinking about?
Yes.
Remember when what was that? Was it Bedroom Candy? What was her little thing she had?
On Wednesdays.
What was it? Was it called Bedroom Candy Coated Night?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have us something like that. Okay? We're going to have us, it's going to grow into that, where you have cameras on you and guests, and you can answer questions.
But Lord knows I love being in my sweatpants.
Listen, we're not saying all the time now. Come on now. Maybe that's for the 1 year, but, we're going to have us a drink while we do this.
Yes.
So, yes.
Go in. But yeah, make sure you guys subscribe and rate. Rate on iTunes, all that stuff.
Yes, White Tea. I'm there.
White Tea Lifestyle. I'll put the link in my
I am there.
Whatever the thing's called below. But
Yes,
that's
yes,
our show.
yes.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And I will see you guys next
I
week.
hope you have a wonderful 2017, people.
Absolutely.
Please
We are. Let's claim
don't,
it.
don't listen to people. Worry about you.
Yes.
Yeah,
You're worried about the wrong thing.
Yes, stop worrying about the wrong things. Worry about you. Worry about your coin. Worry about your own relationship. But just
And
worry
your
about
health.
you. Yes,
Worry
your
about your
health.
health.
Just worry about you and make it happen. That's it. All right. We out.
Peace out, y'all. Bye.